nani baya baba shushu amen.
Yeah, that's what I believe. See his sunshine is all around us, and there are beautiful clouds where you are. That's how I know that these worries will not last. I can see you've been crying and staying wide awake, asking yourself why the journey is so tough. They say tough times never last, only tough people do. So don't stop believing, I know it's gonna be better. Say la, 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 ba-dum, ba-dum, boom, la, 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 ba-dum. Can't be loved by everybody, it's impossible, you know. And trust me, it's okay, so let the toxic people go. Your peace within is more priceless than a pearl. You got to be happy, cause life's just way too short. Don't stress the little things, they will only waste your time. Just take it easy, easy like a nursery rhyme. And I'm singing, I know it's gonna be okay. So I wanna see you smile today. Hey, you just gotta be happy, man. Good days, bad days, it's all part of life. But you must keep the groove on and enjoy every single day. I'm sure you've had some happy days before. So what makes you think you can't have more? Keep on fighting and you'll see. You will soon see rainbows. Hey, come on! La, 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 la. La, 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 la. Ba-dum, ba-dum, boom. La, 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 la. La, 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 la. Ba-dum, ba-dum, boom. La, 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 la. La, 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 la. Ba-dum, ba-dum, boom. La, 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 la. La, 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 la. Around the way. Beautiful clouds, where you are, where you are. There are beautiful clouds, where you are, where you are. Oh, oh.
a lawyer of many years standing, I will not comment on a matter until I have read the judgment, and I have not read the judgment of the Court of Appeal. It has been sent to me, I have not read it. But I took the professional decision, and I stand by it in principle, that the appeal should be opposed. I inherited the docket, I inherited the extradition request, but government is a continuum. I reviewed the documents and I worked on them. So this is a principled stance, and it is a stance about accountability, okay, for this country. It's not about individuals. If it were about individuals, let me tell you, Sedina is my friend. She's my personal friend. It's not about personalities. It's about this country. And I'll take the appeal on to the Supreme Court. And to tie it on to your the question about face saving, if you look at me, I'm not the type of person who fears losing face. All right, I am not doing this because I want to save face for either myself or the President of the Republic. I'm doing it based upon professional considerations and also on the advice of the excellent men and women who work with me at the Attorney General's Department. So we'll review the judgment. You will see the grounds of appeal, and I'm sure at that point in time we can all have a discussion as to whether or not the appeal has any merit. On the famous Article 71 office holders and matters of financial management, to deal with the question of emoluments of Article 71 office holders, the government has also accepted the establishment of an independent public emoluments commission to determine salaries, allowances, facilities and privileges of public office holders listed in Article 71. Those include the President and other Article 71 office holders, such as members of Parliament, the heads of the Electoral Commission, NCC, the judiciary, etc. The current arrangement, under which a committee appointed by the President determines the emoluments of office holders, including the President himself, creates a structural conflict of interest and has been a persistent source of public dissatisfaction. An independent commission will bring transparency and equity to this matter once and for all. The government has accepted a recommendation to extend the term of office of the President from 4 years to 5 years, with a term of Parliament extended to correspond with this. Our thinking is practical. Under the current 4-year cycle, the early months of every administration are consumed by transition matters, and the final year is largely consumed by elections. A 5-year term provides a more realistic time frame for the formulation, implementation, and assessment of government policy. Still on the presidency, the committee recommended that the minimum age of eligibility for election as president be reduced from 40 years, currently in the Constitution, to 30 years. The government has accepted this recommendation in principle, subject to one modification. The minimum age will be 35 years, not 30 years. And of course, the details of this will be fashioned out by the Constitutional Review Implementation Committee. The current threshold of 40 years excludes qualified citizens from seeking the highest office on the basis of an arbitrary age limit. 35 is consistent with a trend in modern democratic constitutions towards greater inclusivity of the youth, whilst ensuring that a candidate for the highest office has attained a measure of maturity and experience to handle that office. We have also accepted that the presidential election be held on a day in the first week of November, as the Electoral Commission may specify by constitutional instrument. A fixed period gives certainty to the electoral calendar. It allows the Commission, the parties, and observers to plan, and it ensures an adequate interval between the election and the inauguration of the incoming president on January 7th.
The Constitution and the law of Ghana, and the law of Ghana is not negotiable. Every company seeking to exploit the mineral resources of this republic has a duty to comply fully with the Constitution, the Minerals and Mining Act in operation, and all applicable regulatory requirements. The minority has taken notice of conduct that appears to disregard constitutional and statutory requirements, including instances where mining operations have commenced before parliamentary ratification and where fundamental legal and regulatory deficiencies have been overlooked. We serve notice that every departure from the law, every procedural breach, every failure to uphold Parliament's constitutional oversight role, and every omission that undermines the Republic's interests is being placed on record. No breach is too small to escape scrutiny. No violation will be forgotten. Every action taken in disregard of the Constitution and the laws governing Ghana's mineral resource will sooner or later be subjected to the full parliamentary and public accountability. The Republic's mineral wealth is a sacred trust held for the people of Ghana and generations yet unborn. Those entrusted with this management today must remember that they will ultimately account to the Ghanaian people for every decision taken in respect of these strategic national assets. Ghana deserves a mining sector built on transparency. Ghana deserves parliament that scrutinizes rather than rubber stamps. And Ghana deserves a government that remembers that it is merely a trustee, not the owner of the nation's mineral wealth. The minority remains resolute in defending the Constitution, protecting public interest, and ensuring that every mining lease placed before Parliament meets the highest standards of legality, transparency, accountability, and good governance. Thank you very much.
Mr. Speaker, thank you for the opportunity to contribute to the motion. We on this side do not support the motion that this bill be taken under a certificate of urgency. The majority leader said that the original bill was laid somewhere last year. This new bill that is being spoken about, it was on Thursday when the Minister for Finance appeared before the House that he laid this new bill that now repeals the old bill and seeks to provide a new legal architecture for managing the cocoa industry. And we submit that this new bill is different materially from the original one that they laid last year. That was an amendment bill. This one is a totally new bill that repeals the old one. Yes, it incorporates some of the issues in the amendment bill, but it has many other provisions. And so, Mr. Speaker, it is a new piece of legislation that requires broad-based consultation across the country. Mr. Speaker, I'll end by these points. There are farmers' groups that must be given an opportunity to see what is in this bill, which has been taken to committee, and committee members have proffered some views. There are civil society organizations that have views when it comes to agriculture and the cocoa industry. Just today, Speaker Bagbin chaired a program with academia and CSOs where we were speaking about the fact that it is important to create room for all of these academics, all of these experts in these areas to make an input into what is going to be decided into this House. What is the reason for which we want to rush this through one night? A bill that literally re-legislates how the entire cocoa industry should be managed. Mr. Speaker, what we are doing here tonight has significant implications, whether it's 65% FOB or 70% FOB. It will change the entire architecture. And when we get into the substantive policy debate, we will advance those arguments. But it is precisely for the need to open up and allow more people to make an input that we oppose this motion to take this under a certificate of urgency. And we'd like to urge on the colleagues on the other side, there's no need to rush with this. There's no need to rush with this. It's such a big deal that we should give ourselves some time and consult some more before this House takes a decision on it. I thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity.
Mr. Speaker, notwithstanding these portions of the bill having been laid in this House, the final bill has today been brought to the House. And if you go through the provisions of the bill, very, very extensive, that is indeed going to change the architecture of cocoa dealings in this country. It was laid on Thursday. The committee had the opportunity to look at it Friday and Saturday. On Wednesday, the whole House is here to pass a bill, that ostensibly restructures the whole cocoa architecture of this country. Mr. Speaker, if you have a copy of this bill, we are talking about hedging and finance risk management. We have to do some modeling, some simulations, and see how what is being proposed would benefit the 4 million cocoa farmers and their dependents in this country.
The bill that we are considering should be broad-based enough. Mr. Speaker, the average cocoa farmer has suffered so much already. Mr. Speaker, since October or November last year, the cocoa farmer has not been paid. Mr. Speaker, in an unprecedented manner, the price of cocoa was also reduced.
Honorable member, I'm to guide you that we are determining. Honorable member, we are determining the agency or otherwise.
Mr. Speaker, I'm building a point. So what I'm saying is that the average cocoa farmer has suffered already. So the least we can do for the cocoa farmer is to carry them along to get their inputs. Mr. Speaker, we are told that there have been stakeholder engagement. Where is the report? The evidence of a stakeholder engagement is not by word of mouth. And this is a House of Record, Mr. Speaker.
Due to the statement made by Honorable Shirley Che to celebrate and recognize the Africa Women's Day. Mr. Speaker, there's no doubt that African women are the backbone of the Ghanaian society, and even in Africa generally. Mr. Speaker, they play a pivotal role in our local economies. They are traders, they are farmers, entrepreneurs, and they are leaders in their communities. Yet, many a time, they are not elevated to leadership roles, and that is a problem. We must advance gender equality and gender parity. And as the Honorable Ntoso said before me, we have to start in leadership here. Even in Parliament, how many women are in Parliament? We're about 41 from both sides. We have the affirmative action, we passed the affirmative action bill, and yet we're not really implementing it. It's on the books. Because if we were implementing it truly, there will be many more women in government right now, but there's not. And even when women are given leadership roles in government, sometimes it'll just be like a token. You'll be given the position, but it won't be substantive. And so you're just there. But I won't get into those details. Mr. Speaker, the theme on this African Women's Day is water. Women securing Africa's water future, advancing sustainable sanitation and water. Mr. Speaker, water is life. And there's no doubt that women and girls in our communities are the ones who have the burden of carrying water, fetching water, carrying water, and even managing water and protecting our water resources in our communities. And yet, when it comes to the policies that affect water, the women's voices are not heard. Women's voices are not heard in the policy halls or the boardrooms. They're relegated to the background, and yet they have this burden that even affects them. A lot of times, girls who miss school time during the mornings or the afternoons because they're fetching water for their communities. So, Mr. Speaker, I support amplifying the voices of women and also advancing gender equality and advancing recognition for women so that when they're in, they can also advance to leadership.
Na mibisa mo se debate ya ekwo so nyina no. Se nipa untumi kofa omo a omo ye adwuma ewo ho no a omo so kokoto a untumi se obo omo pa se omo nkoye reclamation ba bia amanye nkata so. Ena omo so se dabi untumi ka se omo nkotu agudie no de omo benya firimu no na omo de ehun sika bia kata de yetu no dada no na masa yentu ba bia
kata ba bia
ba bia yentu tu ye no ye kata so wa waje tum se wakoba obi pa se o mekata yetu no ozo se untu he enti wana tu
one or two
enti se MPP vote mi hwe nyame anim ni obronsa matiko eka say womo ko disa asem wo yi achi a e di womo party no nyina ni monyam e kwa akotwitwiri fam aba wontumi asem ya me di ho ya opa buzi afiri me krom nya ye party no ni Nabi nya party no ni kwa omo say party no omo gu party na ni ase oh etino me ayam de womo ye say mawini wanchi is wanchi west nyina mawini ni nyina say kobra afo ha constituency bia ni ho abuzi ansada so bia enti me bompaye de ye me yawo wontumi asemu mu ne se ya jeli no wontumi meye national chairman
de ye o yan no
de ye me yawo mu ano
oh I don't know person wontumi be national chairman
na uni obi kobobo na goalkeeper nsamu abua no so no de no ko njira ko ono no ade no ko njira ko mu asane na nka watu adi enti me bompaye abronye nsan nwini
e wo bono
e ma yadwuma e fumaye cause Machiavelli say don't disrupt your opponent who is making mistakes and ogusu any mistakes ya ongozu nya na abato no nya fumaye so enti sadie no Mumo bia mfa medada mo yesi ebe ye vije okumasi dia ko defend wontumi ni ande. I mean how? Yesu ye ba ye ka se atua yesani gu mrantie na womo ekodi pa wo Galamsey site
wo ne ekocheche womo no.
Enu nye the solution to the Galamsey problem. Ye be ko 2000. Womo de Yensa Rollins on sorry olusu a on sorry onya akonwa no olusu a onya akonwa mo amanyini nyina motese ade no olusu a onya akonwa no na Rollins so pese o convince amanfo se monya me na menye madwuma na melusu a mejai ena na no kopa ya o ka se obejai ama atamils a yesan sorry ka se shedro declaration Enti ndisi for ya humbida.
Okay.
Enti sene hebi se be sori abeka se o nyai obeko bi tete agenda. Na bia President Mahama na no pa no okoka se meja ya mansumasia. Wo mo abese fire akiri ho akoka se de say deben declaration. Wo mo akọ. Enti ya bipi ya fa bi muda.
Okay.
Enti me de me advice ni say nipa o se wo pete mama no ono abeka no publicly several times say enye me interest into wo ye o tete mo o de yini din free mu na for debate no beto ho say ss term limits no eboy democracy no ana say term limits eboy democracy na yi President Mahamadin free mu yi obi adi
ni debate ho
ye debate ho say sa 4 years 5 years no eno achi say 5 year terms ye 10 years no eye say nipa baako odi so a osori ma obi ba eno na beboy democracy no ana say odi so a on transfer kositamu a obelusu election Wabra unim se yabato mu nsensem ene se electoral commission ko supporto sitting government ya or how ebetimi di aba immediately you block the means of change peaceful change ene ko invite forceful change.
Okay.
Enunti die ma ye di stop coup d'etat no anu ne se ye beye conditions no amobi ahunu se ba kofo ntraso nche eduru se ya de tie bia obi bekwa ma obi aba enti soja ni kwa akoya de no open support a obi amfa ma no we ubo wani toto na aduru se enti ye good say yenya policy consistency. Now policy consistency no does not necessarily imply say one person out is no true or no nebenya policy consistency.
Okay. Samson, Galamsey has worsened. That is the truth. The president and the government should stop talking. They should deal with the matter in a way, a manner that would give us results, shifting from doing the same things that we've been doing in the past and give us decisive action. Right now, the entire country is ready to rally behind them. I was shocked when I heard the Lands and Natural Resources Minister say that you wait, in the next few days, 250 licenses will not revoke 250, revoke all. Cancel all the licenses. After all, in your social contract, you told us that in 120 days, you will ban all form of mining for a while.
But you were dishing out the licenses like confetti.
Revoke it, cancel it, terminate it, because you disagree. You think that when I give somebody regulatory authority to go and engage in an activity, that is why the person is engaged in illegality. Revoke it. You see, the NDC have boxed themselves into an angle that is going to come back to bite them. To even create the impression to the entire country that because there is a licenses and regulatory regime, that is why an illegality is festering, is the biggest mistake they are making. Today we are waiting for them. Immediately they revoke the LI. I am looking at they revoking all licenses and cancelling all, not just 250. We are looking forward to seeing Galamsey ending, which is not going to be the case. Crime and illegality doesn't go for license before they perpetrate.
Watching a social media skit, and this guy said, "Oh, me, papa na say me do be kwa brochre, may you say." And after a while, he had a relationship with a girl. A brochre was not happening, and so one day they met outside near some farm, and the girl said, "What that me?" And you now say, "What them be kwa brochre?" And I say, "What they be?" Me say a bronechi.
Praise the Lord, let the earth hear his voice. Praise the Lord, let the people rejoice. Oh, come to the Father through Jesus the Son and give him the glory. Great things he has done.
Thank you very much.
Praise the Lord, let the earth hear his voice. Praise the Lord, let the people rejoice. Oh, come to the Father through Jesus the Son and give him the glory. Great things he has done.
Thank you very much.
Who I am, who you know who I am, you know who I am. You will go 6 feet down. And I'm on now the cemeteries are here, you don't go 6 feet. Two people there already. So, you get 2 feet. Who am I? You know who I am. 2 feet, not even 6 feet. And so let us return to the faith that built our homes, our churches, and our nations. And let us love our family. And when I say family, it's not only our wife and children. It is our brothers, our sisters, our cousins, our nephews, our nieces. That is the value our parents left us. I remember when I was growing, I knew all my cousins and my aunties, auntie this, auntie that, uncle this, uncle that. And my father would take us, put us in the car. Oh, we're going to Uncle something's house. We'll go and sit there, we'll play, we'll eat, we'll do everything. Today, all that is breaking down. We're all concerned about only our wife and our children.
when our brother is coming, take the food quickly. In the past,
come, food is ready, come and let's eat together.
My mother will cook and give to all of us, and then add other bowls. Take this to auntie this house, take this to this one's house. Today all that is not there. That's why mental health illness is increasing. Because love of family, even what we call concern, gossiping. Some auntie will come, hey, Dr. Wati, yes, we ban on him. I'm just giving you an example of mommy. Thank you. All the best.
His Excellency, welcome to us. We're happy you're in Jamaica.
Thank you very much.
Hi, how are you?
You look like my younger brother.
Allow me to introduce you.
How are you? Thank you. Good to meet you.
Hello.
Government is broke, government is broke. But people are spending billions to go inside the government that is broke. Have you ever seen a minister who resigned because government is broke before? Government has no money. Have you ever seen a governor who said, ladies and gentlemen, when I was elected, I thought the government had money. Now I discover government has no money, I resign. Have you ever seen it? Government has no money, but they are bringing money out at election time. Where is that money coming from? So they are lying. What is happening is that there are two types of wicked people in government. Type 1, they eat current money. Any money they find in government, they will eat it. They are wicked about that one. There is type 2. Type 2, they eat current money and future money. They will say, my term will end next year. When I leave, how will I eat money? Let me borrow money now and borrow money of the future and eat it now.
All right. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you very much for joining the show. This is Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. My name is Aldo Moro. And it's always a pleasure to come your way. It's a beautiful Monday. It's the start of the week. And today is the 3rd of August 2026. It's also a new month, isn't it? There was a popular quote that I was looking at this morning, and I'm going to share that with you before I even continue. It says that every morning or week, you have two choices, right? You have two choices. You either continue to sleep with your dreams or wake up chasing them. But there's another one. So Monday is the start of a new week, and with brand new opportunities to enjoy all that life has to offer. This is how I want to start the show today. My name once again is Aldo Moro, and thank you very much for joining the show. It's always a pleasure knowing that you wake up every day. You tune in from 7 a.m. to 9:55 because you want to watch what Ghana is watching because of the quality of the guests, the quality of the moderation, the quality of the discussions, etc., etc. And I want to say big thanks to the Almighty God, the Almighty Allah, for making it possible for us to return here to join the nation's conversation on the big issues that are making the rounds in our dear country, Ghana. So I'll go straight ahead and look at what the papers are what the papers are talking about or reporting. So Daily Graphic is what I would traditionally start with, and I'm doing exactly that today. So it says, "Toll back in full operation, President Mahama commissions refurbished facilities. Ghana Integrated Petroleum Hub, Touchstone Capital Partners rallies $12 billion investment for phase 1. Don't assent to tribunal bill, stop harassing opponents, minority to government." That's right here. And then you also have the Ghanaian Times that says the tour is back, ready to champion energy security. President Mahama declares there's UCC must train problem solvers, not rot. Or not road learners, actually, that's what I should be saying. That's Jonah. Now, prioritize employment-led growth. ESA tells government, don't assent to tribunals bill. Minority leader urges president. Daily Guide this morning says, move beyond remittance to investment. Gold Board CEO to diasporas. There's UCC must produce job-ready graduates, according to Sam Jonah. Tribunals are kangaroo courts. Minority leader Dame criticizes Sedina Tamaklo's acquittal. Man jailed 10 years for defiling stepdaughter. Kampakuyana Yakub Abubakar. Abukari and skinned Dabang regions. That's also here. The Informer says that you have not arrived yet. Economist warns government as Ghanaians struggle to fuel economic recovery. Minority sounds alarm over 704% fuel oil levy hike. Weak defense, political undertones. MPP questions the AG's handling of Sedina Tamaklo's appeal. AG OSP turf war. Supreme Court applauded. Legal experts warns against AG overreach. Appeals court verdict on Sedina. TI demands accountability beyond acquittals. Protect your territory. Kwaku Anyidoho demands stronger guardrails to safeguard its journalism. The Inquisitor this morning says poor service delivery. Delta Air in a mess makes passengers to Ghana stranded for days at JFK. Shifts from remittances to investments, Samijin fit to African diaspora. Thus, Julius Deborah urges KNUST to turn research into jobs. Parliament approves landmark cocoa board reform. The Herald. Sambo Kudjetu runs to the Supreme Court with the inheritance fraud case, chased by half-brothers lawsuit citing forgery, unprofessional conduct. Others, Bahama government acts $22 million lease deal to restore tour, 10-year dormancy ended. New Dabwan regent vows to protect the ND's peace and uphold rotational succession. Ghana police keeps 12-year-old minor in custody for driving articulated truck. Presidential age reform turning point for Ghana's democracy. Council of State member is right here. And then you have the news center. JMF calls for diaspora-led investment in Africa. Fuel prices surge, biting consumers hard. Auditors flag 648.6 million cedis NPA paid to RASL. Without evidence of verified maintenance works done. There's NPP declares August 6 demo over rule of law concerns. And there's farmers who change from cocoa to other crops risk jail. We've got to find some time and delve a bit deeper into this new cocoa bill because it looks like there are issues there. Lots and lots of issues that we ought to look at. The Ghanaian publisher says Mohammed's research is a sham. Hossain goes nuclear on the NDC. Gold Boss CEO champions African wealth ownership. There's Dami slams AG over Sedina acquittal. There's MPP hit street on Thursday over selective justice. The custodian says Bamia eulogizes Leyana, salutes new regent of Dagbang. My mission is to make DMB president in 2029 as Santiman Koka. Ghana is not safe on the NDC. Minority leader decries attack on free speech and selective justice. Ghana spent 2.84 billion cedis to import frozen chicken in 2025. Gold boosts Ghana's trade surplus to 148.3 billion cedis in 2025. The Chronicle. Diaspora must invest, not just send money home. Sami Jemfi Osahin drops a bombshell. Mahama knows the illegal miners, urges AG to take statement from him. Our democracy is under siege, according to the MPP. Valco, okay, so now I have the Daily Post. Valco not for sale as government moves to secure investor for revival. And as from hospitals to prisons, Ghana Medical Trust Fund extends lifeline behind bars. And as Gold Boss CEO showcases Ghana's gold reforms as blueprint for Africa's economic transformation in London. That's right here. And then you have the Business and Financial Times says customs bill leaves key duty questions unresolved. As a Chimampunia Community Bank records 26.17 million cedis profit. Shareholders get 45% return on a current 0.20p share per share. PwC urges business caution, says second half set to test economy. Pension assets set pass 120 billion cedis as NPRA pushes for wider coverage. And then there's a congratulations, Dr. Ernest Ofori-Sarpong is also there on the business in today's Business and Financial Times. I still have a few more papers to review, so I go to the New Crusading Guide. It says that MPP alleges political interference in Sedina Ationu acquittal, announces August 6 protest. And there's also it says that Dunkwa Onofing install new Marehene and chief linguist. You also have the BCM donates to Kolebu Child Health Department to support critically ill children. There's a Uraura royal family rejects a reported gazetting of self-style chief. And there's Jacqueline Opomensa Lee's veto S-class technology-driven transformation in vehicle inspection. And there's Ashanti Region MPP needs decisive leader, not flip-flopper, according to according to Coker. All right. Sounds like a very popular guy, isn't he? Well, the Daily Searchlight says that Steady Natamakula Akweto, political engineer, the MPP accuses Court of Appeal government. And there's Elder Tekofi launches 12 books, calls on Africans to embrace reading culture. And there's a Mahama calls for citizen responsibility after viral Tema Newtown fish sanitation video. Nightingale Educational Complex marks 20th anniversary. That's also right here. And then you have Ato forcing fast tracking of tax increases through certificates of urgency unacceptable, according to the minority. Metro Lens this morning says that Vamijo takes over. Ride-hailing market leaves both. Uber and the review 100,000 rides completed since May 2026 as homegrown app gains momentum, which is Vamijo. I like that, homegrown. There's Naimos Rate Homes in Chebi impounds motorbikes from homes, beat resident as well. It's right here. Democracy under attack, demo set for Thursday. And then you have the Daily Statesman that says that Coker has the right fortitude to build Ashanti NPP. Now, Thierry Yeboah congratulates newly elected Sunyani East NPP executives and calls for unity. NPP announces nationwide demo against attack on constitutional governance. And as a Dr. Bigby pledges integrity and leadership, urges reimagining Ghana. Kokofu fires up NPP grassroots for 2028 comeback. Is also there in today's Daily Statesman. And then you have the... All right, so I guess that we're pretty much done with the papers. Let me now look at Metro TV Online, and then we can look at what the quote cards are saying today. So if you check out Metro TV Online, you've Ghana Open Street House in London to boost exports and investment. There's AAC just won't give thanks as scholarship program expands, announces new batch of Ghanaian students for Russia. Mohammed directs tour to develop expansion plan for 100,000 barrels per day. WAFB under 20 black satellites bow out after battling Togo to goalless draw. What's happening to our youth, youth soccer? We're not doing well at all. Under 17 is a problem. Under 20 is a problem. Meteors is a problem. Black Stars problem. Something is definitely wrong. We need to fix it. We need to fix Ghana football. It's a big, big problem. Keto Craig, you need to wake up. All right. So what are the quotes cards saying? So Parliament goes on recess. No, please, bring it back. Bring it back. Okay, so I'll start with this. How Godfrey Dami to handle appeal. He won at High Court, Paul Adomochiri to AG. And that's on the Steady Natamaklo case. There's also NACOC licenses to firms to cultivate cannabis for medicinal and industrial purposes. Okay, there's Parliament goes on recess without revisiting anti-LGBTQ plus bill. Interesting. 2 arrested after viral video shows 12-year-old driving articulated truck. Then you also have coconut seller fined 360 for dumping husk into drain at Buashi. All right. So that's it for the newspaper review, what the quote cards are saying, and the online review as well. So stay with us. This is Good Morning Ghana on Metro TV. My guests, 2 fantastic, wonderful guests already here. I'll tell you who they are shortly. Don't go anywhere.
Tanumo, onunchoni hao wadangma, chiechele wekung, wanyanu chumo, osole mojiake, ubawo nani, aya, baba shushuishwe. Amen.
And there they are. The squad is ready, lined up, ice cold, focused and prepared for national duty. Every bottle in position, every label shining with confidence. And here comes the selection. 1 bottle steps forward, picked from the squad, ready to deliver for Ghana. He takes the first sip. Oh yes, refreshingly hydrating. The whistle goes. The Black Stars are on the move. He breaks through the defense like flowing water. Beautiful control. He lines it up. He strikes. Goal! Ghana is awake. From the fridge to the field, Awake keeps you refreshed. Awake purified drinking water. One for life. Proudly supporting the National Cardiothoracic Center. This advert is FDA approved.
Finding my dream apartment in just 2 days was a breeze with 7terragh.com. Looking for your next home, the perfect piece of land, or the best commercial property for your business? Are you worried about sending money home for property and finding nothing when you return? Well, worry no more. 7terragh.com is just a platform to find prime lands, perfect properties, or vibrant real estate development at the click of a button. 7terragh.com is your go-to property listing platform that allows you to register, list, rent, buy or sell, and connect with correct agents. With our AI-powered smart search, personalized dashboards, verified agent connection, and interactive property maps, all your property needs have been made easier. Check us out on 7terragh.com or contact us on 0302-998-246 or 0561 032 252. 7terragh.com, powered by MNC Properties.
Mommy, good morning.
Good morning, my son. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, Mom. How about you?
I'm fine.
Joe, I just saw your mom doing her usual morning routine. Like, it was just 2 weeks she underwent a major colon surgery.
Bro, see, my mom is doing perfectly fine, and we're all excited about it. It was minimally invasive surgery, and the recovery has been very fast.
Minimally? Hey! No, wait. What do you mean by that?
So they offered my mom a laparoscopic colon surgery. Laparoscopic colon surgery, which we accepted. It turned out it was equally safe with a very fast recovery time, and the cost involved too was very, very reasonable. She was discharged 3 days after the surgery, and you can see her, she's on her feet again.
3 days?
Just 3 days, bro.
Mean Tuber Hospital, first Ghana Colorectal Center, aimed to serve a peculiar health need.
In my line of work, a confident smile is everything. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste keeps me on top of my game and ensures my smile is always radiant and bright.
With the tiring nature of my job, we spend several hours under the scorching sun. To keep our teeth white and our breath fresh all the time, we use none other than Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. You're on a Kessie and in a kit one.
Samayo Kendini, a who be here, Semetra Sapapadia to Amame Manfo, Kel Charcoal's natural ingredients, and a bomb is several buying, a man is swing, Nesasu Mama Hotoso, a will beg you.
Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Choose Kel Charcoal Toothpaste for anti-cavity, whiter teeth, and fresher breath all day. Available in 80 gram and 150 gram. Grab yours today.
Kel, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Today's class is going to be an exciting one. Now, who can share an unforgettable moment in their life? Okay, Asempa.
I'd like to talk about my first time. It was her natural look, complemented by her favorite green silky apparel that caught my attention. I have to say, she automatically possessed me with her smile, which exposed her beautiful white teeth. That's not all, her enduring signature perfume could be smelled from afar. Madam, why do you look so surprised? My first time with her was special and irresistible. I'm talking about Cindy Rice. Cindy Rice can be found in selected supermarkets nationwide.
Cindy Rice, sweet aroma, great taste. This advert is FDA approved.
This is the old way. Let me show you a new and a better way. EduPack.
EduPack?
Yes, EduPack. A GS-approved and supported initiative for all first year students going to SHS by Prospectus Ghana Limited. Now you don't need to go to the market. All your trunks, mattresses, pillows, including plastic troubles, are all waiting for your child at the school. Note: All our wooden chalk boxes are being changed to plastic ones to avoid bedbugs.
You can also register by dialing *713*821# following the prompts, or you can visit www.eduparkgh.com and tap register. You can also register at any ADB branch near you at a very affordable price. EduPark, approved and supported by
All right, you're watching Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. My guests are already here, and they'll start our conversation. Okay, so today I have one is a medical doctor, one is not. One is in fact, I would have to ask him. Well, actually, one is a medical doctor, one is a lawyer. Yes, that's a matter of fact. So Ross Owusu Esquire is a member of the MPP's legal directorate. He must have been. He must have appeared on the show. Must have been some 3 months ago or so. Anyway, Ross, good morning.
Morning, Moro.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
I hope you're doing very well.
Back on the show.
Yes, yes.
You're doing very well.
Thank you very much, Ross. I appreciate that. And you also you did a good job the last time you came on the show.
Thank you very much.
At least the feedback that we got. You know, you're a big man.
I accept the compliments.
Also joining us is a man who is almost like a brother to me. He's a good man. He's a very fantastic gentleman. Very, very, very thoughtful, and he's doing some great things at the NHIA. Of course, serving under the pleasure of his boss, and that's Dr. Victor Abampo. So I'm talking about the man who is the 2IC, the second in command, and he is here with us. He's a medical doctor. He is also the Deputy CEO of the National Health Insurance Authority. I'm talking about Dr. Senanu Kwesi Jokoto. He always says, no, just call me Kwesi. It's fine with that. So Kwesi, good morning.
Good morning. Tomorrow. It's been a very, very long time.
I know, it has been. It has been. I hope you're doing very well.
Yes, you're doing very well. The country is doing very well as well.
Yeah.
You know what they say? Leadership is cause everything else.
It's effect.
Is effect.
Absolutely.
And as a result of that, a lot of things have been happening in the health sector. And I think when it gets to my time, I'll just take 2 minutes of your time to expatiate on that so that our listeners would also know the kind of work that we've been asked to do and how we are delivering on it.
Right. It's important. It's important because 2 things we do on the show, and it's been like that since the days of Randy. We like to ask from our duty bearers what they've been doing for us because we're paying you, with our taxes. And so when you come on the show, it's only fair and proper, and that we get a few minutes from you on what you believe Ghanaians must know. That something you believe Ghanaians don't know that you think Ghanaians know, or even if they know, you probably would want to throw some clarity on that. But before we do that, let me just say that there's a new kid on the block. We've added that to the list of papers that we're reviewing going forward, and it's because of belief in gender parity. There's a newspaper called Women and the Leadership, and it's the first time we're having a strictly women newspaper tabloid, and so we just took interest in it and we've decided to add it to the list of papers that we'll be reviewing in the morning. So if you look at and the editor's been doing some good job. It's called RSM, that's how we call him. He's been sending me the papers all the time or every day as of when they produce, but we've not really agreed. The production team at the time hadn't agreed to add it to the list of papers that we review, but finally Dr. Professor Bright Amini has agreed to add it to the list of papers, and so you see that on your screen. So please show that again. Yes, it's worth highlighting and it's worth telling the world about this because it's the first time. It's different. It's unique. There's something called a brand identity, and it's quite clear with this newspaper. It has a clear brand identity. It's for women and women alone. In some of the things that women folks are doing in their spheres of endeavor. So, for instance, you have Ruth Delasedor driving a new vision for Ghana's youth is there. There's 118 scholars, one vision at late Sianwe Japan investment in Ghana's transformation. There's perpetual Lomoki bids to lead MPP women's wing. And there's when privacy becomes public, Ghana's law on leaked intimate videos. That's a very, very important subject matter. When your wife, anyway, I don't want to talk about these things. I don't want to talk about leaked videos. It's a very sensitive matter. Ajosafo stands firm in preserving her father's legacy. That's with today's women in leadership. And the slogan is empower, inform, and transform. It's not a slogan. There's something else I want to say. I'll come up with the right name. But it's empower. Is empower. I need to get this right. Yep. So it's empower, inform, and transform. Yes, that's what I was looking for. Anyway, so RSM and your team, congrats. And I hope that it receives the kind of attention and the kind of consumption that such a fantastic and, content-driven newspaper, rich in content newspaper deserves. Right. So, gentlemen, I would start with Kwesi for obvious reasons. He takes our taxes. When I say he takes, not as his finance minister or Ghana Revenue Authority, but he's chopping our taxes. We have to ask him to account for what he's been using our taxes for. But before then, I noticed that almost every weekend you don't joke with going back home, Volta region, to go and say hello to the people. Yeah. What is it? Is it just the strong connection you have back home, or is it just a family business, or there's more to why you go to Volta almost every weekend?
Yes, so thank you very much. Once again, a very good morning to your team.
Right.
And I've been monitoring you over the past weeks, and I can say that you're also doing a very good job.
Thank you very much.
It's been a very busy weekend.
Right.
Let me congratulate the people of Dagbon for the installation of the new regent in the person of Kampakuya Na Yakubu Abukari.
Right.
We are looking forward to a very peaceful transition as well. And let me use this opportunity to also commiserate with the entire populace in Dagbon for the loss of Yana.
Okay.
Over the weekend as well, on Friday, I guess you are aware that one of the most astute politicians, statesmen, and diplomats was laid to rest. That's James Victor Beho.
Yeah, that's true.
He's been a pillar within the diplomatic circles. And I remember working fondly with him during the passing of the mother of the late President Jerry John Rawlings. And when he also unfortunately passed, we worked closely together, engaging the diplomatic community and also the chiefs and people of Anglo. May his soul rest in peace. Now, to your question, I've been very much part of the community in Keta, Anglo, I must say in the Volta region. So I've had a long-standing attachment with them. When I finished medical school in Konfanoche School of Medical Sciences, KNUST, I took a deliberate decision to go back to the Volta region to practice. That's after I had worked in Navrongo, I had worked in Techiman, I've worked in Kumasi. That said, because of the doctor-patient ratio in the Volta region, why not go back home?
Right.
So since then, I developed this connection and attachment, reunited with the family. I've been part of their developmental issues since then. So once you have developed that kind of relationship, it never goes away. From time to time, you're always I'm there in touch with them. You know about my professional life as well. The past 15 years has been in the Volta region. I rose to become the acting regional director of health service after serving as deputy director public health. I worked in Nkwanta, Georgia. So Keta is actually home. And politically too, I've been constituency chairman on 2 occasions for the good people of Keta constituency. And let me use this opportunity to say good morning to the chiefs and people of Keta. Agbendinami. Usually when you say Keta constituency, people think that it's only one community, but there's a number of towns from Vui, Tetekopa, all the way to Jelukoppa. As for Jelukoppa, I know that you are very conversant with that.
Okay.
Then all the way to Keta, Fuja, Ajido, Hofi Haveji, Abo,
right.
Anyako Chama, Chiavi, Hatogodo, Launshima.
Right.
Today I'm schooling you in the geography of Keta. So I began by saying that leadership is actually cause. Right. Everything else is effect.
Yeah.
And His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, the health sector has received tremendous attention. One of the first things that he did, and we've talked about it on this show, was the uncapping of the National Health Insurance Fund. And since then, we've realized a lot of benefits that are accruing to the populace. So out of that, we had seed money for the establishment of the Ghana Medical Trust Fund. And I'm happy to say that the President, together with the Minister and Madam Obobia Dakupoku, I think a few weeks ago they commissioned the cath lab in Kolebu. I've also seen a lot of aggressive work that is going on in Komfanoche and the Tamilis Teaching Hospital. They are going to have new cardiothoracic centers, and that really is something great that is happening to our country.
Yeah.
The free primary health care is taking off. We have funding that's going to the districts. Equipments have already gone. You may recollect that on the 15th of April, the President launched it. And very soon, we are going to see our health workers in full action, preventive and promotive health care. And I'll use this opportunity to engage all our listeners today. If you are listening to me, today is the 8th month of this year, August. If you don't know your numbers yet, your BP, your BP's blood pressure, your sugar levels, it'll be good to check. And for some of these common cancers that take people unawares, it's also good that we check. At the National Health Insurance Authority, from the 1st of August, just 2 days ago, we also increased our tariffs by 50%. Our target is to increase it by 100%, but 50% because we are still putting in place some controls that would enable us to ensure efficiency. So a lot is going on in the health sector. I mean, from time to time, we'll continue to engage you. Thank you very much for always giving us your platform.
Right. How are you dealing with, we'll take a break in the next 3 minutes, so please deal with this so that when we're back from the break, we can just go to the more substantive issue. How are you dealing with the pressure? Because I know that you once contested the Kata, isn't it?
Yes,
constituency as in the primaries. Unfortunately, you didn't make it. But I also do know, because as journalists, our ears on the ground, it looks like the pressure this time around is much stronger for you to come back. Have you been thinking about it? Have you been considering it? And what's going on?
It's always a great opportunity to be called upon to serve your people, especially if in you you have that spirit of advocacy, that spirit of working together with the people to enhance the development of your area and to serve in the legislature of Ghana's, to serve in Ghana's parliament is always a great opportunity. But at this point, the president has given me a role to play. Like you rightly intimated, I've been a contestant in Keta's parliamentary primaries. You said once in 2019 and in 2023.
Whoa.
Yes, twice. That's what after serving constituency chairman on 2 occasions. So I continue to engage.
Twice unlucky.
Yes, twice unlucky. Yeah, so I continue to engage my people, but to demonstrate what we can do once the president has reposed some confidence in you and has given you a responsibility. At this point, we all have to make sure that we give of our best to the president. And when it comes to the time where we have extensive engagements on what to do next, I'm sure that will be the appropriate time to discuss parliamentary ambitions for Keta. But for now, we would all continue to support the system, do what we can do for the good people of Ghana, and the good people of Keta in the pursuit of the agenda of the NDC and the President of the Republic, John Dramani Mahama.
Okay. The free primary health care, what's going on? What's the update?
A lot of hard work has been going on. And what makes it exciting for those of us in the health sector is the fact that the President of the Republic himself has been very much embedded in the advocacy for free primary health care. Because clearly somebody has to turn off the tap at a point. When we take preventive and promotive health care seriously, we are going to reduce the incidence of diseases like diabetes, hypertension, cancers, and complications from some of these non-communicable diseases. So it's going to save us a lot of money in treating people, and it's going to save us a lot of man-hours in the kind of work that people will do to support the economy. So, rightly said, the Minister of Health, together with my very hardworking boss, Dr. Victor Bampo, the Director General of the Ghana Health Service, and his team, the Executive Director for CHAG, and many other stakeholders, Director PPME, Ministry of Health, they've been working so hard to ensure that this policy actually gets off the ground so people begin to feel the effect of it. The latest is that we have made funding available for the population-based payment method. Equipment have been going to the various facilities. We are going to do it in phases, 106 districts to begin with, and in the next few months, we add the rest of the districts. Very soon, there will be training for all the health workers and the health leaders so that everybody is properly oriented. We've done a lot of public engagements. I was personally with the Minister of Health and the rest of the team when we went to OT Volta region. He's since gone to Western North, and he's been to the Central region as well. And I can say that the acceptance of this policy is something that is very overwhelming. This actually speaks to the fact that a lot of people appreciate the essence of being healthy and taking steps to actually remain healthy. So what we are looking for is actually the positive outcomes. That if this, or not if, not when this policy is fully in flight, we are going to see a healthier population that's going to contribute to the economic growth of this country. But like, you know, it's end to end. As we have the free primary health care, we are strengthening the national health insurance scheme as well. And at the same time, we are also strengthening the management of complications from some of these non-communicable diseases. So far, so good, Moro. And we ask for everybody's support.
Okay. All right. So we're almost ready to kickstart, isn't it? With the free primary health care. Like
yes,
we're almost ready.
Yes.
What timelines are we working with?
This month, we should see service delivery.
Okay.
In the phase 1 districts.
Oh, phase 1 districts. And do you know how many districts we're starting with?
We are starting with 106.
106.
6 districts.
Okay. Okay.
Then we are going to have another 44 coming on stream pretty shortly.
Right.
Then that will make it 150.
Okay.
Then we'll take the rest of the districts. So that will be 111 left.
Okay.
Then 261 districts. So it's good that we have coverage across the country so that the health indicators will improve across the country.
Right.
So we are doing a lot of work in that regard.
Recruitment is happening, logistics are being procured, etc., etc.
Yes.
All those things are happening.
So we are looking at all the various areas that will contribute to the successful implementation of this policy. Once again, let me congratulate all health workers. They've shown a lot of commitment and dedication, and all the stakeholders who have been with us from the very beginning, from policy formulation to policy implementation. It's been good so far. It's not been without challenges, of course, but overall, this is something that has gained a lot of international attention, and I think it's a feather in the cap of everybody who is a Ghanaian.
Okay. All right, Ross, let me take a little breather. And you're not contesting any any party position, are you?
Of course, I have some preliminary.
Yeah, sure. I'll give you the chance to make that point. No, you are, of course, deservedly so, and to be fair to you. All right, so we'll take a breather. When we return, Ross would also give us his opening remarks, and then after that, we'll get into the more substantive issue. So, quite clearly, the issue about Sedina and the acquittal and discharge, it won't go away, will it? I mean, now on Friday, the MPP held a news conference and told us that, as far as they are concerned, they see a case of selective justice. And so on Thursday, they'll be hitting the streets to protest against the selective justice. And you can see some of the newspapers, a lot of the newspapers are reporting the story. So we'll come back and read to you what the MPP's basis for arriving at that conclusion is. So please stay with us.
And there they are. The squad is ready, lined up, ice cold, focused and prepared for national duty. Every bottle in position, every label shining with confidence. And here comes the selection. One bottle steps forward, picked from the squad, ready to deliver for Ghana. He takes the first sip. Oh yes, refreshingly hydrating. The whistle goes. The Black Stars are on the move. He breaks through the defense like flowing water. Beautiful control. He lines it up. He strikes. Goal! Ghana is awake. From the fridge to the field, Awake keeps you refreshed. Awake purified drinking water. One for life. Proudly supporting the National Cardiothoracic Center. This advert is FDA approved.
Hello, my friends. My name is Kelkit Toothpaste.
Wow.
I was made to be gentle on your gum, but protected. I will protect your teeth from cavity, make your teeth whiter, stronger, keep your mouth fresh all day. And best of all, I'm strawberry flavored. So put on a smile and try me.
That's amazing.
Just try me. That's my job.
If you say so, jump on my brush. Makes your teeth stronger, chicky whiter, chicky stronger. Yay! You did it!
I'm glad you like your new toothpaste. Don't forget to brush both day and night.
Kelkits, happy smile.
Yes, next. Hey, Nadia Benson, Asamo.
Me didn't tum. Mr. Friend, Calico, just call me cockroach. Now, Mr. Friend, me once now.
Hey, that's you.
Improve car.
Yeah.
Captain Mosquito, double the accent. Me did it, Sasso spray. Mr. Friend, Sasso quell. Yeah, go to my Sasso.
Come on, Tom Preco.
Metro TV, Original TV, Original FM, and Metro Digital, under the auspices of the Office of the Chief of Staff, proudly present the Clean Conference 2026 under the theme Assessing Ghana's Progress Towards UN SDGs Agenda 2030. SDG 6, Clean Water and Sanitation, SDG 7, Clean Energy, and SDG 12, Responsible Consumption and Production. Friday, 21st August 2026, 9 a.m. at the City Conference Hall, University of Ghana, Legon, Accra. With just 4 years to achieve the UN SDGs 2030, how far has Ghana come? The answers begin with one national conversation, the Metro and Original Sanitation Conference, with the Chief of Staff, Honorable Julius Debra. The Clean Conference, bringing together government, development partners, traditional authorities, industry players, academia, civil society, young people, and all Ghanaians. Change is not only in conference rooms, so there will be a cleanup exercise on Saturday, 22nd August 2026, also led by the Chief of Staff. Join thousands of volunteers for this massive cleanup exercise across the major streets of Accra. Metro Clean Conference, Wahuni Diema on Mine Tumpong.
Right, you're watching Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. My name is Audu Moro. Thank you very much for staying with us. I'm still here with Ross Owusu Esquire. He's a member of the NPP's Legal Directorate. He's here with us. And also Senator Kwesi Jokoto, the Deputy CEO, National Health Insurance Authority. He's also here with us. So, Ross, to be fair to you, what are your opening remarks?
Yes, Moro.
Yes,
pleasant good morning to our viewers and my brother here. Moro.
Yes,
over the past 3-4 days, I have been waging a crusade.
Okay.
And this is on the educational front.
Okay.
I have observed with keen interest the results that that WAEC is releasing to private school students in this country. It's amazing, Moro, if you have paid attention to WAEC and the kind of results they are releasing in the last 3-4 years for private schools. You will find very brilliant students within the private school setup who write series of exams, some external exams like this Cambridge, the Oxford exams and all that, and make very good grades, pass very well. Some schools, I'm told, hire some consortiums, private consortiums, to set exams questions for their candidates to write. And there are some students that comes up top, very excellent students. It's not like they are bad. You assess them and you know they are good students. They write exams in private junior high schools, and the BEC results that comes out is very poor. If I say very poor, if you give, for example, a potential 10-1 candidate, aggregate 12, 13, 14, and if you look at the way the results even looks, you know clearly that something has gone on. It is the case that a lot of parents withdraw. Now parents are becoming aware. So when these children get to Form 2, they withdraw them from private schools and take them to public schools. And you realize that anytime such students, and sometimes even average students who are taken from private schools to public schools to sit for this basic education examination, comes out very well. They do very well. But when these same students write for these exams in the private institutions, the results is poor. We do not understand this. Because there are students that obviously, if you have the chance to put them on any exams and mark the scripts, you come out with one conclusion, that they are very good students. And I've had the occasion to speak to some proprietors because they feel, oh, you come to the media all the time to speak on politics. And this is a national assignment that you can take. And I can assure you that when I made this appeal on the EIB network, Star FM, this morning, they've invited the Private School National Association chairman to discuss this very subject I'm talking about. I had a student who said to me, I feel I have been treated unfairly. And when that statement was made to me, I was shocked to the marrow. Because these children, these up-and-coming children, must be taught to know that there is everything good to work hard. So when you work hard, it pays. You cannot find very obviously very good students who work so hard and learn endlessly throughout the night, go to write these exams and they fail. It is very worrying. I have appealed to the Minister of Education to at least conduct an investigation into the actions of WAEC. This year's results, there should be a forensic audit to the results that has been released for some private schools, especially in Greater Accra region, by the Minister of Education. At least you should direct that investigation. And this platform undoubtedly is the biggest platform in Ghana. And I'm sure making this statement on this platform, the Honorable Minister of Education is listening. We do not accept, majority of parents do not accept that the results that were churned out to their boards this year in the 2026 BECE, some of these students deserve it. And Moro, take this up and do a private investigations on this. And you would realize, if you should open the phone lines for some parents to call in, you will listen to the concerns. And I can assure you that 90% of these concerns are very genuine. Because it is becoming worrying. What is happening is that next year, in fact, everybody whose board is writing BECE in 2027 may be registering their children in the public schools. And the question is that, will the public school be able to accommodate all these numbers? We have to give these children some hope. And right from the onset, we have to inculcate in these children that there is reward in hard work. So that when a child has sacrificed, learned, and has appreciated what he has learned, let the results reflect. What is happening is an eyesore. And if WAEC is not aware that this is happening, then they should conduct an investigation into their setup, how these results are computed and all that. They should do that. And let us know. I have had the occasion to go to WAEC myself on Thursday. Was it Thursday? Yes, I think Thursday. I was at the offices of WAEC. And I have personally, through some interventions some parents have made to me, decided to ask for remarking of some particular candidates' results. And I am being told that these remarkings do not come on time. And it will come after the children have even gone to school. I found out from my education directorate, the East Education Directorate, and I'm told that persons that have tried this route in trying to seek redress of some of these problems have their remarking coming out after 1 year, 2 years. Why should it be like that? At the law school, when you are aggrieved with your results and you apply for remarking, less than 3 months you get the results of the remarking. How much more basic education, examination? Please, Moro, this is a big platform. And mind you, students from the private junior high schools are the majority. They are in the majority.
Right.
So if this is going to happen to them every year, then we are heading for doom. Because it tells these young ones that find any other means to pass your exams. Because, of course, when you work hard, it will not reflect in your results at the end of the day. And this is a very bad precedent we are setting for this country. Because these children are the future leaders. If they start losing hope in this country at this very onset, then we are heading for doom. So I think I will end it here, and I believe Honorable Haruna Iddrisu. In fact, I always say that he's one of my best performing ministers in this administration. Right. And I know very well that once he is listening to this program, and I'm sure some of his aides will bring it to his attention, he will conduct an investigations into WAEC. Right. And this should be settled in a very the near foreseeable future. Right. I also want to make a quick comment on the.
But what do you before you talk about fuel? But what's your suspicion? Why do you think this is happening? Because from all that you said, I get the impression that there's a certain deliberate attempt to frustrate students who sit for BECE from the private schools, and
especially private schools in Accra.
Yes, in Accra.
Yes, I am told from my investigations I have conducted. I'm told that schools in Greater Accra, they do the swapping. So if you write in Greater Accra, your scripts are not marked in Accra. It's sent to, let's say, Volta region. Right. Volta region is sent to some other regions.
Right.
So I don't know what kind of arrangements takes place. But more, I'm saying this on account of parents that have complained to me, school heads that have come to me to complain that they have excellent students. Let me tell you, these private schools, private secondary schools, Legacy Girls, SOS, Morning Star has one, and many other private schools, including Christian High, conduct entrance examinations. The likes of Akosombo International and all that, conduct entrance examinations for junior high students, junior high school students that are exiting into secondary schools.
Right.
They conduct these examinations way ahead of the release of BECE results. And more, find out from these schools how some of these students perform. They perform marvelously well. They perform with distinction. And by the time their results are released, you would realize that when you compare the two, it does not match. I am telling you on authority. And I'm daring WAEC. If WAEC should take me on, I will ask them to produce certain index numbers. Let them show. Come and sit on national television. Let us assess the results of those candidates. No, I know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know.
I know what I'm saying. So this thing cannot happen. We cannot allow this to continue.
It's serious.
You know, there is a whole issue with the placement system and all that. I don't even go there because the placement is not in yet for this year. So we don't know how it's going to go.
Right.
But for the exams results that has been released, it is very bad. Conduct an investigation into private schools in this country, and it will reveal that what I'm saying to you is the case.
Right. Wow.
So let me rest my case here.
Well, Moro, I notice it's going to move on to the next subject,
issue,
but
yes.
Ross, if you don't mind, I really want to have a bite on this issue.
Ross, you please have this. Yes.
Oh, that's fine.
On the JHS or WAEC examination results. I'm just proceeding with caution, because I've been trying to look up statistics of WAEC results over the past years. And to actually establish if there's any particular trend when you compare public schools to private schools. And generally, what I see and what I've always known is that private schools always have better results than the public schools. And this is due to some systemic factors. The number of pupils against the teacher ratio. The obviously reflects in the instructional time that the teachers have with their children. And then there's also stronger parental involvement. If your child is usually in the public school, if you compare it to that of the private school, you notice that the parents are more involved. Over time, from 2016 all the way to today, it's been clear that private schools, because of this particular bias in the systemic issues, always do better. I'm trying to find out if there's any published results or statistics, breakdown of analysis from WAEC, public against private. It's not been done yet. So the only caution I would want to bring to the fore is that in epidemiology, there's something that we call ecological fallacy. The potential of using some individual data to generalize the situation at group level. And I say we should proceed with caution because this is actually, it borders on the integrity of our educational system at the basic level. And it borders on the integrity of people who are in charge of this particular system. We've all known that we've made some progress over time, irrespective of the constraints that we have faced. We would continue to encourage them to do better to improve the system. If there are issues about absenteeism, let's look at it. If there are issues about marking, I agree with him, we can constitute a body and try and investigate and see what actually the challenge is so that it can be fixed. He began with suspicions, assertions, but I've seen that he is concluding on the fact that there is something obviously going on, which I can say between the two of us, I cannot be proven at this point.
I believe I have the data, at least from some schools. I have received data from some schools.
But as to whether it is enough to be generalized, that's what I'm talking about.
Even if it is one person should not be shortchanged in this country when the person knows he has sacrificed a lot for the examination. You know, let me tell you something. You know what this can do to some of these children? We don't want to wake up one day to hear that a child has committed suicide just because he felt that he wrote an exam that he was so confident about. You understand? And the results turn out to be very bad. Some of these children can go to the extreme. And these days we hear a lot of suicide even in our universities.
Right.
And go into the issues and find out why some of these children are committing suicide. And you find out that some of them are very petty issues. You understand? So what I'm saying is that these are young children that are coming up. We should not let them believe that there is no reward in hard work. Some of these children I know put in a lot of effort in their studies. And WAEC, the least WAEC can do is to, and if WAEC should challenge this, I will provide them with specific index numbers. I have about 10 schools, very good schools, that have approached me with some data. WAEC should challenge me, and we can proceed with that. And my findings will come out top. I am very confident in what I'm saying. Very confident about that.
I don't think we should wait till WAEC challenges you. I think this is something of national concern, and we should definitely engage WAEC on it. But I will still be cautious. You know, exams, we've all been students before, and some of us are still students. Sometimes you can be very confident that you've written. But when you actually see the marking scheme, you will not be surprised if you've totally deviated. So there are situations like that as well, but it becomes generalized. That's where the issue is.
Let me give you a typical example. Tomorrow, let me give you a typical example. So in mathematics, a school headmaster tells me that my top student got 3 in mathematics. And this student, when after the exams, you know the sheets, some of the papers, they get the question papers out. So sit there, take all your answers for the objectives. Give me your final answers. Mathematics is marked in stages, I agree. So is your final answer does not really matter. But this is his top student he's talking about, who has written external exams and has done so well. Give me your final answers for all these questions you answered. And it was the case that 3 separate teachers sat down to mark the objectives. This child got 39 over 40. And nearly all the answers provided for in the theory part were correct. But results comes, and this child is getting 3, grade 3 in mathematics. Obviously, there is a problem with such a result. And if you look at the statement of results of such a student, you would come to the conclusion that this is not a bad student. Because even though the student may be getting aggregate 11, 10, this is a student that qualifies to get 10 ones outright. Because of course, before exams, the BEC is written, a lot of preparation goes on. A lot of, ask the private schools, they do a lot of, some of them may be high consortium, private consortium.
Well,
to set questions and mark for them.
Doc, he is complaining about this, or he's drawing the attention of the public to this, because he says he has noticed a certain pattern in the last 4 years.
Yes, not just this year, exactly.
And more so within Greater Accra. Okay, now what we ought to now find out, and it's a good point you made about data. What we now need to find out is that, for instance, if you take, say, X number of private schools, let's say 100 private schools, 20, 30, whatever, X number of private schools, how many of these private schools have recorded these kinds of low grades for us to sort of
generalize?
Exactly, or for us to even begin to get worried. So that if, and of course, I get it, that there's a moral issue there, which is that even if it's one school, we have cause to be concerned. But for us to be able to get the picture clearly, it is important that we get the data right, which is how many schools in Accra are reporting of these kinds of what are called an anomaly, and I'm using that in quote, an anomaly. Because if you have very bright students turning a certain kind of grades, something may be wrong, especially when consistently it's been happening the last 4 years. It is not some kind of a one-off. So these are the kinds of things we need to go to WAEC with and say, WAEC, we have made a certain observation. We realize that out of 20, say, private schools, about, say, 18 are recording very weird and very strange outcomes, exams outcomes. And we want to understand what's happening, comparing that to the public schools, because you and I know that when it comes to primary to JHS, the private schools do much better.
Yes, that's the general trend.
It's usually after the second cycle, which is senior high. That's where we have better. Well, we have, but the opposite happens. Where the public schools do much better than the private schools. So that's legitimate questions we need to ask. However, I also agree with you that let's not be quick to conclude that somebody's up to some mischief. But it's a very legitimate question. We need to ask what's happening.
It's also worrying. Let me take you to another angle of this whole WAEC thing.
Right.
Do you know that WAEC, they do not have a standard? Let's say 80 is 1.
Okay.
So for this year examination, 80 is 1.
Okay.
Even at the law school.
Yes.
In my year, there was a group called 499.
Okay.
In that year, what happened was that students that were found to have crossed the 50 mark, made 50 plus and above, were denied admissions. And these students went to court. That the IEC, you set your pass mark at 50.
Okay.
You cannot suo motu or on your own accord review the pass mark as and when you want.
Right.
As it stands now, the current WAEC arrangement, there is no specific pass mark. So after they have marked all the scripts, I hear they use what they call, is it the Stanine system?
Yes.
Where, the Stanine, right?
Yeah, the Stanine grading system.
Where they mark and they pick a certain percentage of top performing students per every subject. So let's say in English, if 4% of the students had 95, then grade 1 is set at 95. What kind of analysis is that?
Well, during our days, it was 70%. That's it.
Exactly. And even for standard,
70%.
University, secondary school, it's even 80. Let's even take it 80, because that is what these children are assessed with.
Yes, so once you play within that zone, you know
but you go to the WAEC and they are telling you the standard is 95, so the marking scheme can be raised to about 96, depending on how the 4% or so students perform nationwide.
So what informs this policy?
And you see, the dangerous part, you see, my brother, the dangerous part of this whole thing is that these are basic children we are dealing with. You do not expect basic school child to be making 95% before he can make 1. Look at the examination itself is basic examination. So when you are raising the threshold to that level, then what are you telling that child? When even in the university, to pass an examination is 50%. Law school, see all the troubles we've had with law school.
So if we don't deal with this, we'll get to a point where now they say until you have 100%, you
cannot get 1. Exactly. And that is where the problem is.
Or there's something with that.
That's actually not a very accurate conclusion.
Okay.
So this is how the Stanine system works.
Okay, educate
So
us.
unlike the ordinary percentage-based grading system, it uses a norm-referenced system.
Okay.
So this means that the candidates are ranked against all other candidates.
What is that?
So that is what is done. So if you have a challenge,
is this a standard practice?
It's a standard international. It's a standard international system. BEC or WAEC Ghana did not invent the Stanine grading system. In any case, what is the nominal effect? What does it change?
Okay.
So if you peg it at 70% as 1,
yes,
and you have 1 million students who get 12 ones. Okay, let me see. 600,000 people start for BEC.
Yes.
Let's say you have 300,000 students having 10 ones.
Yes.
When they get to the point of admissions,
now
they have to into senior high.
Yes.
They now have to differentiate between which one is higher or lower.
And that's a challenge.
So it is still going to end up at the same point. So they say you have 1, but your 1 is 70 to 80.
Okay.
But somebody's 1 is 95 to 100. So that person will be given the opportunity ahead of you who got 70 to 80. So that's why I'm saying at the end of the day, the Stanine system will do the work that is eventually going to be done by schools, and it will do it in a professional and objective way.
I have dealt.
But if we have a challenge with the Star 9 system, let us advocate
when did we introduce
for
system?
An alternative. I don't know when it was introduced, but it is an international system that is being used.
It was never like that. And
for instance, they can say top 4% is grade 1.
Okay.
The next 7% is grade 2.
Okay.
The next 12% is grade 3. So this is not something that is conjured by this is an intellectual discourse that we are having. Nobody is taking positions, but I'm saying that because of how big this platform is.
I'm not criticizing the Star 9 system.
Yes, you are not criticizing
embedded in my criticism. It's also the Star 9 system. But what I'm saying is that this particular year, an investigation ought to be conducted into the...
No problem, it has to be conducted. But I'm saying that if you are criticizing the Star 9 system...
The marking system.
Let's criticize that. If you are criticizing WAEC for any systemic failures or gaps, let's do so. But let us not mix both.
No, I understand.
That's what I'm just saying. The Star 9 system is established and is being used in several countries.
You see, let me correct an impression you have created on this platform. I have been in this education industry for about 20 years.
Right.
So I know exactly what I'm talking about. When placements comes out, Moro, take a look at the placement, on the face of the placement form. You realize that students are placed based on the performance in the 4 core subjects. And these 4 core subjects, and of course other 2, like they are doing 10 courses and so any other 2. And they grade you and they write raw score beneath the grading. What this raw score means is that you may have gotten 1. Let's say you may have gotten 1 with 89%.
Yes.
Somebody may have gotten 9 with 95%. So the person who is getting 1 with 95% has a higher raw score than you getting 1 with 89%.
Yes.
So let's say we all want to go to Presec. Presec is a highly demanded second cycle institution. So now Presec has a space of, let's say, like 1,000 students that they can admit. But looking at the number of students, everybody is coming with 06. So then they fall on the raw score.
Absolutely.
So this is not even the Star 9.
Okay.
This is at the placement level. And for that, I agree that you may have students who both have 06, but the raw score, in order to fill the gaps or the spaces in these particular secondary schools, then the raw score must be resorted to. I hope you understand what I'm saying.
What you're
you understand?
So it is the same effect.
So it is not the same effect.
It is the same effect.
What this Star 9 system is doing is
the same effect.
What this Star 9 system is doing is it is not even giving you the aggregate that will make you know that at least you learned and prepared for the exams. You understand? It is giving somebody aggregate 17.
I understand.
Not because the person couldn't meet the 80% threshold, but because the threshold has been risen to 96%.
Yeah, so I think that both parent pupils and the general population, everybody, maybe WAEC has to do that. Let the people understand what the Star 9 system
I get it is. That at the end of the day, right, the effect is the same. I get that point.
The effect is the same.
But you must also understand, say, there's a certain bragging rights angle to the matter.
Exactly.
So say you finish GSS, you finished JHS, say last year.
Yes.
And you come and say, oh, me, I get 10 once. And so what your raw score? So if I will be 66, so me, I get 80, I had 3. And that, if like it be my time and I got the 80, I will get 1. You see, so everybody wants to look good on paper. You know, there's a certain psychological, what I'll call a bragging rights factor or argument we made. So that when you tell your child that, look, son, go and make 10 ones for me. And your son, raw score, gets 85. But because of this system,
superb argument.
His score is 3.
Superb.
3. No, I can't spend 85 or say 90.
More understand.
And that can be demoralizing to the child because his friends who last year or his younger brother or sister who got 1 perhaps has 75.
Thank you.
And then the younger sister also, it's not because my boy, it's because there's a system that's not consistent.
Exactly.
But I get it. That at the end of the day, what do you want? You want to be able to stay at the top. But here's the thing. If Presec says, okay, to this year we're taking, say, only 8 ones, which is the least we'll do. So 10 ones and 8 ones, right? So that 10-1s for that particular year, most of them, or let's say the threshold for the 10-1s was say 90. Okay, but you don't even know what percent will take for their 1. So you work hard hoping that at 85 they will now percent call. But the percent says okay this year because of this system. So we are taking only 95s, and it hurts because if you knew 95 was going to be the threshold, then you probably work towards 95. Exactly. Do you get the point I'm making? So I'm saying the effect is the same, and it does the work for the senior high schools, so that you are easily able to separate the boys from the men without necessarily having to do any raw score analysis and things, because once and the ones have been reduced by virtue of the system that's been adopted. Exactly. So I get the point, and I think both of you are right. He is coming more from how does the child feel when that they have made 90% and yet Charlie was 2 or 3.
More, let me mention.
My younger sister made 70%. She's making 1 and she's laughing at me.
Let me mention one thing to you.
You get a point.
You know these students that are giving these horrible grades at the secondary school.
They are horrible grades. You see, it's the interpretation of the grades.
Hold on.
Oh, well, it's a bit high.
It's the interpretation of the grades.
So these students proceed to the secondary school regardless.
Yes.
And they come out excellent in their WASSCE results. I have a student, I don't want to mention her name but when I am pushed, I can bring that evidence. Okay. This student felt she was so brilliant. She sat for the BECE and she was given aggregate 11. This student had to change about 3 schools because she felt like this is not me. You understand? Personally, interventions were made from different angles. Now this student writes WASSCE, the same student who was given 11 and felt she should have even gotten 10 once at the BECE level, writes WASSCE and comes out excellent and is now pursuing Doctor of Pharmacy in KNUST. I have several of such examples I can give on this platform, several of them. And you see, Moro, should this network take this campaign on, I will provide you with a lot of evidence.
No problem.
So how come they are performing so poorly in the BECE, but they proceed to secondary school and they are doing so well, and they go to university and they are doing all the good courses in the university?
So one of these days we'll have the WAEC people join us in the studio. Maybe on Good Afternoon Ghana. Yes, we'll play back. We'll play back these concerns to WAEC on Good Afternoon Ghana and get them to respond to some of these concerns that have been raised, and then we'll play it back on Good Morning Ghana. That's how we're going to treat this. Thank you very much.
Whatever it is, WAEC has a lot of
yes.
I mean, he's not just have to bring all of us up to speed.
You're a teacher, aren't you? You teach.
I suspect it's deep in the education sector.
I don't want us to go there. You talk about that.
I like the passion with which he's talking about the issue.
I mean, we should have a passion.
I think we should go. We should revert to the status quo ante. I mean, this uncertainty. What do you call it? The
Steinheim system. But you have to know why the other one was reviewed to the Steinheim system. Because
there must have been a reason.
You see, if you peg it at 90%, and 100 people perform beyond 90%. When you drop it to 80% as grade 1, perhaps you're going to have about 300 people getting grade 1.
No, I agree with you.
There's nothing wrong with that.
You see,
but now, when it gets to Presec, and he wants 100 people admitted, and they are out of a pool of 300 people who have gotten grade 1s. Let's just say grade 1 is the perfect score. I have 100 slots for 300 people. Now it becomes whose discretion?
That is not correct.
It becomes relax. So now it becomes the headmaster
that is used. It is the raw score, and I explained that. So it is.
So if it's the raw score,
I know somebody who got 06. Was not admitted in a secondary school in Ghana. Somebody got 07.
So what is your point?
So it doesn't
matter anymore.
When we talked about the discretion, it's back to the point you're making. The discretion will come down to raw score because the school then sit and say, hey, we want 10 ones. Right? We have a space of 100 people, but now we have 300 people qualifying.
Have you thought of the business implication? Where a school is churning out aggregate 15, 16, 17 at their best results, everybody now is shifting their children, moving their children to the public school. Not because the second private institution is not doing well, but because the parent is looking at the aggregate the child has gotten. So you go to church and your colleagues are asking you, your church people are asking you, what did your child get? He got aggregate 15, 20. Oh, Mebane call public school. He made 06. When you know, even the parents from the public school knows very well.
So, no, hold on. You know what?
It is being applied the same way in the public schools as well as in the private schools.
Yes.
The standardized system doesn't relate only to the private schools. It's
so,
both public and private.
That is why we are calling for an investigation.
It is being applied across.
The same question, the same
So
exam,
I'm saying that, listen, if you don't get the diagnosis right, you may end up giving the wrong medicine.
Prescription.
For all you know, the problem is not the standardized system. It could be other issues or gaps that would have to be addressed. No. That is why I'm saying that let's just be very careful. Because the standard system is being applied to public and private schools the same. Why should there be a difference in the score?
Somebody who also knows a lot about the WAEC, the WAEC's workings, so internal workings. Now, he says that, good morning, folks. It's a very interesting discussion, and it's not the first time I've heard this. But he says, placement system is not based only on raw score, but one, there's raw score. 2, social location, which is a catchment area. 3, competitiveness, which is level of subscription of the chosen school. 4, demand for the specific program. 5, residential preference, boarding or day. Now, the algorithm dynamics isn't based on your grade or raw score alone. Moral. And it says someone, okay, this is a chap from the school placement center. Okay, so they know how they do those are how they call it, the basis for placing people in various schools. But anyway,
all the factors that you mentioned, the one that carries the most weight is still your score.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I expected him to speak about the standing.
He didn't mention that.
So maybe, like you said, good afternoon, Ghana.
Yes, we'll take it up.
Engage so that we all have better clarity.
Now, Mr. Nunu, who is a banker, who's watching us now, he says, this morning, I kind of agree with the NPP guy. The results are suspicious, and I think it needs investigations. I saw the results of my nephew, and I'm still in shock. And Mr. Nunu, your school attends a private school, I would imagine, because we're talking about the results from the private schools, JHS private schools. And it says some of the results are very, very suspicious. For him, it just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. He believes that these same students, if they had attended a public school, they would have come out with a totally different result. So these private schools and the results they've churned out, what exactly is happening? Of course, he doesn't tell us that this happens in all the private schools. And that's why Doc is saying we must be careful. If it were happening to all the private schools, they would say, somebody's up to some mischief. But if it's happening to some private schools, we now need to understand what is it that these private schools, or what is wrong with these private schools? What has gone wrong? Is it a private school matter or is it a WAEC matter? Rather than creating a certain impression, WAEC is up to some mischief, or WAEC is targeting some private schools in order to make sure that their awards don't get good grades. So we have to be careful. But he's asking legitimate questions. I agree with him. We ought to understand why students in some private JHS schools write exams, students who everybody knows are good students, exceptional students, brilliant students, very clever, very bright. Everybody knows that. It's not subject for debate. And yet they write exams and they're making some very funny grades. Okay, so he wants to understand what is happening. Legitimate call. What we do as a media house, because we don't work at WAEC, what we'll do as a media house, we'll invite the WAEC people to come and sit here and we'll ask them that this school, that school, how come 3 people sat or 50 people sat? And out of the 50 people who sat, about 30 of them, and their brightest students, check their records. These schools, the brightest students are X number of people, all of them are getting very funny grades. What is happening? WAEC would have to come in and explain that to us. So anyway, thank you, Ross. Thank you very much.
This morning you have done the Lord's work. God bless you.
I'm looking forward to that discussion with you.
Yes, we'll do that.
And after that discussion, please call us back.
Pay the airtime.
To come and hold the show.
Ask me to pay the airtime for this particular
I'll
do it. After you engage WAEC, please call us back. We'll have the same conversation. And the perspectives will be different. I'm not a prophet, but I'm predicting this.
I'm getting messages from some of our viewers who don't want their names mentioned. They're saying that, yes, they've also been wondering what's happening because they know their kids, they know their words, and they're like, look, this result is very funny. But they are not drawing any conclusion, but they're just worried, you know, about the outcome of the exams. Anyway, so gentlemen, there's something that the MPP is you know, he's representing the MPP this morning. He's always because he's MPP, and he's been worried about the exams outcome. About that's at the GHS level, but there's something else that his party is also worried about. They're worried about the fact that it's something that appears to be selective justice. You know, MPP people have been targeted, and NDC people have been treated with kid gloves. When it comes to NDC's only prosequire, which is that the state is no more interested, or somehow the people get fair trial in court, and they are saying that look, they are not happy. The MPC is not happy, and they are saying that the democracy is under siege. Now, the national organizer of the party held a news conference on Friday, and the Chronicle today has actually reproduced some aspect of Nana B's presser. And let me read to you. And Jennifer Ambole, are you related to the
great musician?
Yes, Jennifer Ambole. Anyway, so Jennifer Ambole is reporting that the opposition New Patriotic Party has declared that Ghana's democracy is under siege, accusing the Mahama-led administration of systematically undermining constitutional governance through through political interference in the judiciary, selective justice, and the alleged weaponization of state institutions against political opponents. Addressing a press conference in Accra on Friday, the national organizer of the party, Henry Kokofu Nana B, alleged that Is Nana B Henry Kokofu? No. Nana B is not Henry Kokofu. Yes, so I think the Chronicle got it wrong. He's not Henry Kokofu. He's actually Nana Boakye. Nana Boakye, yeah. Yes. I think the Chronicle got it wrong. So organizer of the party, Henry Boakye, not the Kokofu. Now, also Nana B alleged that the acquittal and discharge of former chief executive officer of the Microfinance and Small Loan Center, Master Stedina Tamaklo, Atienu. So Stedina Christine Tamaklo Atienu marked the latest example of what the party describes as dangerous erosion of the rule of law under the NDC. According to him, the decision of the Court of Appeal to overturn Atienu's conviction was not an ordinary judicial outcome, but part of a wider pattern that threatened the country's democratic credentials. Now, what we witnessed yesterday, Thursday, was not an isolated judicial outcome. It was the unmasking of a system, the party declared, adding, when the institutions charged with dispensing justice become instruments of injustice, silence is complicity. The party further alleges that the acquittal was politically motivated, orchestrated, and planned, insisting that the decision had raised serious concerns about the independence of the judiciary and the administration of justice in the country. The MP argued that while the acquittal has generated widespread public debate, it should not be viewed in isolation, but as part of what it termed the systematic collapse of constitutional governance under President John Dramani Mahama. According to the party, recent developments include the removal of the former Chief Justice and handling of politically sensitive court cases, alleged selective prosecution, and the withdrawal of criminal cases involving some former NDC officials collectively point to what it describes as an attempt to compromise key democratic institutions. It further alleges that the state institutions, including investigative and law enforcement agencies, were increasingly being used to intimidate political opponents, while government-affiliated persons allegedly benefit from favorable treatment. We'll take a short break. When we return, I'll start with Ross. Ross would have to expatiate a bit more on this case of selective justice and the fact that democracy is under siege. Would I give us some concrete evidence to buttress those claims that his party has been making? Stay with us.
Finding my dream apartment in just 2 days was a breeze with 7terragh.com. Looking for your next home, the perfect piece of land, or the best commercial property for your business? Are you worried about sending money home for property and finding nothing when you return? Well, worry no more. 7terragh.com is just a platform to find prime lands, perfect properties, or vibrant real estate development at the click of a button. 7terragh.com is your go-to property listing platform that allows you to register, list, rent, buy or sell, and connect with correct agents. With our AI-powered smart search, personalized dashboards, verified agent connection, and interactive property maps, all your property needs have been made easier. Check us out on 7teragh.com or contact us on 0302-998-246 or 0561 032 252. 7teragh.com, powered by MNC Properties.
As the days come and go, there's always shit. Let colleagues explore all the planetary bodies. Our mission is in Uranus to treat hemorrhoids, anal fistula, anal fissure, anal incontinence, hidradenitis suppurativa, using laser Legasure for pain-free and speedy recovery. On Uranus Street, Accra, is Main Tuber Hospital and Coloproctology Center. Trust Uranus with us and we will delight you. Visit Main Tuber Hospital today or call us on 0244 581 541.
Madam, I'm looking for Abena.
Abena, there's someone looking for you.
Madam, please, where's Abena?
Abena, yes, ma'am. Is this who you are looking for?
Madam, please get me Abena. Please.
Della. Abena, bra. Abena.
Oh, Abena. If it's not Abena rice, keep eating it.
Abena rice and Niji Nkwa. FDA ajejadi nkratso yatsum.
Metro TV, Original TV, Original FM, and Metro Digital, under the auspices of the Office of the Chief of Staff, proudly present the Clean Conference 2026 under the theme Assessing Ghana's Progress Towards UN SDGs Agenda 2030. SDG 6, Clean Water and Sanitation, SDG 7, Clean Energy, and SDG 12, Responsible Consumption and Production. Friday, 21st August 2026, 9 a.m. at the City Conference Hall, University of Ghana, Legon, Accra. With just 4 years to achieve the UN SDGs 2030, how far has Ghana come? The answers begin with one national conversation, the Metro and Original Sanitation Conference, with the Chief of Staff, Honorable Julius Debra. The Clean Conference, bringing together government, development partners, traditional authorities, industry players, academia, civil society, young people, and all Ghanaians. Change is not only in conference rooms, so there will be a cleanup exercise on Saturday, 22nd August 2026, also led by the Chief of Staff. Join thousands of volunteers for this massive cleanup exercise across the major streets of Accra. Metro Clean Conference, Wahuni Diema on Mine Tumpong.
You're watching Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. My name is Audu Moro, and I'm here with Russell Wusu. Russell Wusu is a private legal practitioner representing the New Patriotic Party, and also Senator Kwesi Jokoto is a medical practitioner, and he is the Deputy Chief Executive of the National Health Insurance Authority. So I was, back to the issue we raised earlier about the grades or the exams results and how some of them look funny, especially we were talking at the JHS level. So one of our friends, he's a very good friend to this show, and that's Good Morning Ghana. That's Obama from Pokwase.
Yes.
So Obama says what Ross is saying is not far from the truth. I taught at the basic level for 13 good years, preparing students for BEC. So I really appreciate his point. I had to withdraw my son from a private school and register him in a public school because of this very issue. know, so you see, I told you that a lot of, in fact, there are some people who don't even want me to mention their names, but they're sending messages saying that, look, something is just, so there's something funny happening. They need to understand, you know. Anyway, so, Samuel Brian Boabing. Samuel, Robert, thank you very much for that clarity. It's important. You know, it's actually Henry Nana Boache, which is, yes, it's not Henry Kokofu. The Chronicle, they decided to add.
Kokofu is also Henry.
Yeah, he's Henry Kokofu. Yes. But you know,
you said
the
Chronicle,
so they said Henry Kokofu Boache, so they've added the Kokofu to his name. So the man will sue them. No, please don't sue them.
Maybe he's from Kokofu.
No, it's the devil's. It's the printer's devil.
Yeah, the printer's devil. Yes.
You know, so. But Timothy Ngoba of the Daily Graphic, he says that please ask Mr. Usu what cumulative assessment records the students who moved to the public schools use within 1 year. Okay. You know, we don't want to spend all day on this because, you know, we have a lot.
It's a very emotive topic.
Yes. So otherwise, we'll spend all day talking about this matter. But it's also a very important question. Anyway, so Ross, you have not been happy in the last, since Thursday when Sedina Christine Atieno, Tamaklo was discharged and acquitted. You read all kinds of meanings into it. I was watching a program over the weekend, and your head of legal directorate, that's a guy named Makun, he says he, as far as he's concerned, the judges have not erred, and that is sound law, except that he has some issues. And he raised some of those issues which he believes bothers more on the quality of the I believe the quality of the prosecution, the work of the prosecution, that something didn't go right. And that's why perhaps the judges came to that conclusion. Because he says, according to him, he believes there was some transaction. And I'm talking about, that's what he believes that, look, I'm talking about the part where Sedina was supposed to have met Obatampa to collect some monies that they had advanced to them, based on which the Obatampa said, look, the interest you are charging us on this money is too high, and so come and take your money back. And he believes Sedina actually met them and collected the money, even though the host asked him that if indeed she collected the money, what is the proof? And he said, but there's some paperwork. Exactly, undertaking. He says, but undertaking is actually a photocopy. Where's the original? You know, so that's where Gary sort of struggled a bit. But otherwise, I'm yet to hear you say that the judges have erred in their ruling. I am yet to, unless of course you're private legal practitioner. That's Gary talking. That's in his personal capacity. I don't know what you also think. But when you say our democracy is under siege, not as you, but your party said democracy is under siege, and rule of law has been turned upside down. The selective justice. What are the issues?
Okay, so Moro, thank you for this opportunity.
Sure.
I have my reservations when it comes to the judgments.
Okay.
Gary is a senior practitioner, and
right.
He's also entitled to his own opinion about the judgment. I have my reservation, but let me tackle the issues before us. Is democracy under siege in Ghana? The answer is yes.
Okay.
Democracy is clearly under siege in the republic called Ghana. Why do I say this? There is a government that came to power, campaigned on the back of reset. So there was a reset agenda that this government campaigned on. And when you go to the other side of the reset, I don't want to go to the economics and the developmental aspect of the reset because they are failing woefully there. So they have resorted to the low-hanging fruits, which is prosecutions under reset. So you realize that when this government first assumed office, the first action that was taken by the Attorney General of this country was to enter into a series of nolle prosequi, if you remember.
Right.
So, and that nolle prosequi, the acquittal and discharge of these personalities were all persons that were standing trial under the previous NDC administration. So you have cases that were live before the courts, that active prosecutions were going on. Some of them were on appeal. The Attorney General decided to enter nolle prosequi to discontinue those processes. The question I want to ask, a very simple question I want to ask is that, what was the motivation of the Attorney General to discontinue those cases? Is it the case that Ghanaians were not interested in recouping the proceeds for which these people were before court? Or is it the case that he did not find any merit in those actions for which they were standing trial before the court? And moreover, if the latter is the case, is it not surprising that he finds nearly all the appointees who were standing trial in the previous administration, finding that there was nothing really for them to answer before the court, so the Attorney General shouldn't even waste his time going to court over these matters? It's very strange. The next thing is that the president himself mentioned to the entire country that he has received petition for the removal of the Chief Justice. And that petition was forwarded to the Council of State. The Council of State felt there was a prima facie case.
Right.
And processes were activated to remove the Chief Justice. Today, in Sedina's case, we are saying that the court is saying that the prosecution could not discharge that burden of proof. You understand?
Right.
So Sedina has been left off the hook. But I'll come to that matter.
Okay.
So you find the research agenda taking the Chief Justice out.
Okay.
So you realize that the Chief Justice is the head of the judiciary in Ghana. And once this administration succeeded in taking the Chief Justice out, all other things became nearly possible for them to work through the courts. We had series of appointments that were made to the Supreme Court, the Court of Appeal, and the High Court. In fact, as many as 41 appointments were made to the High Court. About 16 or 18 of such appointments were made to the Court of Appeal.
Okay.
We do not have a problem with that because it is within the president's right to make such an appointment.
Right.
Then you have the Attorney General, the government setting up the oral. And this oral ostensibly was to put former appointees of the NPP administration before the courts. Then it became the case that the Attorney General made the point that the 21 billion that oral said they were going to recover for the people of Ghana, for which the people of Ghana were interested, up to today, I don't think a cent of that amount has been recovered. Now they came to the issue of Galamsey. Galamsey is threatening us. Galamsey is taking our livelihood away. If we feel that Wuntumi was the kingpin of Galamsey, same allegations have been made against certain personalities in the NDC. So you find the national headquarters of the NDC, Mr. Joseph Yamin, the Attorney General of today, directed Iyoko to institute an investigation on Galamsey against Mr. Yamin.
Right.
Mr. Yakubu Abanga, there is an active investigation that is going on against him from Iyoko. The other MPs and DCs I don't want to mention. The MP that came under attack over the last week, the Ahafo South East MP, he had the occasion to be sacked from the palace of a chief in Ahafo South East, together with DCE, because they were purportedly engaging in Galamsey in that area.
Right.
Moro, are you not worried that all these cases and evidence that has been put before the Attorney General and Iyoko since September 2025, no prosecution has been done? Indeed, you even find Mr. Joseph Yamin urging Iyoko to expedite investigations into the allegations that has been leveled against him for him to be processed before the court. So that, of course, the intention is obvious, so that his people can, of course, release him under this administration. But remember that there is no statute of limitation when it comes to crime. So if you are under the NDC, if you are part of this government and you are being alleged to have committed any criminal activity, it is in your own interest that you are prosecuted under this administration and you are left off the hook. Now we come to Sedina Tamaklo. I will ask a very basic question. Is it the case that there were some monies that could not be accounted for at Maslok? If the answer is yes, then where is that money? The people of Ghana really are not interested in the legalities of what is before the court. What the people of Ghana, and by extension, the Attorney General of this country is interested in is that if any cent or if any pesewa of the Ghanaian taxpayers' money has been taken by somebody unlawfully, that money ought to be returned. If you go through the judgment, there have been series of allegations for which evidence were provided to the effect that Madam Sedina Tamaklo has engaged in certain financial malfeasance. You cannot tell me that this 500,000 Ghana cedis with Obatampa just dissipated into thin air. The prosecution witness is telling you that this person asked and gave specific location, Bachona. Bring me the money. They took check. The woman said she doesn't want the check. She wants the physical cash. So when that money was taken, where was the money taken to? If the court is telling us that there is no evidence to the effect that the woman signed or took there was an undertaking to that effect, then where is that 500,000? If we should conduct forensic audits into the accounts of Maslock, are we going to find those monies there? There are litany of issues that were raised in this judgment. And let me tell you, over the weekend, I listened to the NDC functionaries punching both left, right, center into the judgment that was delivered by the High Court. One thing I can assure you, Moro, is that Justice Efia Sewa Asaribuke is one of the finest legal brains we have in this country, and one of the finest jurists that we have. She presided over the case at the trial court. And in fact, this woman, if you check her records, she has been a state attorney for a very long time. So I will find it very strange for anyone to convince me that this woman, when she was assessing the evidence that were adduced before her, did not know exactly what she was saying. In any case, the Attorney General, the day the verdict of the Court of Appeal came out, the Attorney General mentioned that he finds the trial court's verdict on Sedina Tamaklo to be apt. The Attorney General said it. He is on record to have said it on Thursday last week, that there was no problem with the judgment that was delivered by her Justice Efia Sewa Asaribuke. How come today we have the NDC appointees, the NDC functionaries, the communicators of the NDC going around every radio station and TV station arguing in contrary to what the Attorney General mentioned? Is it not strange? Is it that the Attorney General does not know his job and could not read in between the lines and the judgment? I find it strange. Let me mention one thing that has been going around in the public domain regarding defect in the charge sheet, and that prosecution was not able to prove beyond reasonable doubt and all that. Moro, I have laid the foundation that if we believe that some amount of money cannot be accounted for in Maslock, then it means that somebody must be held responsible for those monies that cannot be accounted for. If you read section 406 of Act 30, and with your kind permission, let me read this. The heading is finding or sentence when reversible by reason of error of omission. One says that subject to this part, a finding, sentence, or order passed by a court of competent jurisdiction shall not be reversed or altered on appeal or review on account, paragraph A, of an error, omission, or irregularity in the complaint, summons, warrant, charge, proclamation, order, judgment, or any other proceedings before or during the trial, or in an inquiry or any other proceedings under this act, or B, of the omission to revise a list of jurors, or this does not really apply to our discussion. C, of a misdirection in a charge to a jury, unless the error, omissions, irregularity, or misdirection has in fact occasioned a substantial miscarriage of justice. Now, 2 is more important. 2 of 406 says that in determining whether an error, omission, or irregularity has occasioned a substantial miscarriage of justice, the court shall consider the question whether the objection could and should have been raised at an earlier stage in the proceedings. Going through the proceedings at the High Court, about 94 pages of proceedings, did you realize whether Madam Sedina Tamaklo or through her lawyer raising any issue or objection regarding the charges that were leveled against her? There was no such objection. So, in fact, this section 406(2) alone should have made the Court of Appeal justices to err on the side of caution. Because the woman had her day in court, she decided to abscond. Her lawyer was following through the case up to a point. No such objection was raised as to any piece of evidence that the prosecution preferred or any, any defect in the charge sheet. Right. There was no such objection that was raised. So why at the trial, and mind you, hold on. On appeal, it's a matter of rehearing. So that you don't come and argue your case at the trial stage.
No, you can't.
You can't do that. No, exactly. Can't. So I find it very strange that with the benefit of Section 4062, the justices still came to the conclusion that those charge sheets were defective. That the decision as to whether a charge sheet was defective or not was not for the Court of Appeal to determine. That was at the trial court stage. And I find that to be very, very worrying. Read this provision in conjunction with the provisions of Section 31(2) of the Court Act, and you find that the Court of Appeal has perpetrated on Ghanaians grave miscarriage of justice. And the NDC people, before the narrative started spewing out there, if you watch the mood on social media, even on Thursday when the judgment came out, all of them seem to be siding with the Attorney General that there is a case for Madam Sedina Ntamakloe to be in jail. Only for them to take a 360-10 on Saturday, saying that reading the full judgment has revealed that there was no case for Madam Sedina Ntamakloe to even answer before the trial court. This is not the way we want to apply our justice system. And this is why we are saying that there is selective application of the law when it comes to who is facing the law in this country. There is unequal enforcement of our laws in this country called Ghana today. And we must watch this very carefully. If somebody has done something and it is untoward, whether the person is MPP or NDC, the person must be made to face the laws of this country. We should not use technicalities and legalities which is not supported in law to make such people go off the hook. There are so many things that I don't want to veer into because it will be veering into the realms of politics, which I don't want to do this morning. Because mind you, I've called on the Minister of Education to institute certain actions for me. So I don't want to do politics at this stage. I'll be listening to my brother and see the angle he goes before I come in. So Moro, that is my candid opinion. The delivery, the court verdict by the Court of Appeal, I don't think, in my opinion, regardless of what Senior Counsel Gary Nemakun might have said, I think it's not supported in law.
Did you raise some issues about you raised some issues about the defectiveness? I don't know if there's such a word
in the charge sheet.
In the charge sheet,
yes,
as raised by the defense, isn't it?
Yes.
Of Sedina Ntamakloe.
Yes.
And you're saying that the court agreed with those issues that Sedina Ntamakloe said.
Like the Court of Appeal.
Yeah, the Court of Appeal, that's what I'm saying. And you're saying that, what exactly was your issue with that?
My issue is that that was not the appropriate forum for that matter to be raised. That matter should have been raised at the trial court. And in fact, they acquiesced on that right.
The information I have is that, apparently the Sedina Ntamakloe's lawyers raised this several times, but the judges didn't listen. They just went ahead.
Can you read from the specific paragraph of the judgment?
I'll look at that stuff. I've asked the person to send it to me. The person is a lawyer as well. And so the person said it's not true. The court itself removed some of the charges based on the issues that were raised by Sedina Ntamakloe's lawyer. So I've asked them to send me those details so I can read. Apparently they raised it. They raised those issues at the trial.
They should finish
at the trial
those
stage.
Paragraphs.
That's fine. So I mean, you are not a lawyer. You are just like all of us here, or sexual. You're a medical doctor. So, but of course, you appreciate what is happening here, and I'm sure that you have your own very well-informed views about this matter. And the reason why I'm saying I'm not a lawyer because I want our viewers to understand where you're coming from. So don't expect that one lawyer has spoken, another lawyer is going to speak. No, he's a medical professional, but has studied the case, has read quite widely, and has his own well-informed views to share on this one. So bear with him if he doesn't get on the technical, the legalese or legal jargons, right? Because that's not really his area. What I'm sure you've been following this matter for a while now. What really is your take?
So thank you very much, Mauro. So we are all very mindful of the audience that we have.
Yeah.
So it may not be too necessary to delve deep into technicalities here, but let's communicate principles. Let's communicate integrity. Let's communicate what is reality so that the people will understand. I've noticed a very consistent pattern over the past few years, especially post-2024. And any time where you have the opposition MPP speaking, they seek to paint a totally different context, be it education, be it health, be it economy, be it capital investment in this republic. I was utterly shocked at the opening remarks of Ross this morning when he indicated that the country appears to be on a certain direction that appears to be very different from what they were on. Today, every poll, every credible poll is going to tell you that the country is on the right trajectory. And this is very different from what was happening in 2024, when there was an absolute decline in everything. We've been in this country, just 2022, inflation was up by close to 53%, and in some instances more. The prices of goods were almost changing on a daily basis. We lived through that pain in this country. We saw the exchange rate, where the CD dollar moved from about 8 cedis to at a point almost 17 Ghana cedis. We saw the debt to GDP ratio. And then we saw our budgetary deficits over the same period up to 2024. Post 2024, we have seen the incredible work that is being done by those who are managing the economy today. So currently, inflation has been single digits for the past many months. People cannot even remember the fact that just a few years ago, we are doing about 53%. Look at the exchange rate, how the cedi has been stabilized. So we have all been given the same set of resources, but the economy has been managed differently. Only last week the budget was read. And when you compare how much we are spending as a government today to what was being spent in 2024, there's a stark difference. Almost what you spent in the first quarter. Let's take GET Fund, or let's take the National Health Insurance Fund. All these statutory funds. Let's take District Assembly's Common Fund. What we paid out in the first quarter is almost equal to what was paid in the entire year of 2024. And usually they are going to come up with the excuse that, oh, listen, every day when we are talking, they'll be touting economic prowess, how they've been able to stabilize the economy. But how does it affect the ordinary Ghanaian? This is the refrain that they usually go to. But listen, the multi-dimensional poverty, I mean, these are indicators that actually not just measured in Ghana. They're international standards that are applied. 950,000 Ghanaians moved out of multi-dimensional poverty in the year 2025. It is a clear indication that whatever is being done is actually working. When it comes to youth unemployment, so many measures have been put in place, and we are seeing some improvement in that arena as well. At least if we've not seen anything happening in this country at all. We had declared Year of Roads for about 3 years consistently. At a point in time, the number of kilometers that was claimed to have been done would be equal to the number of kilometers of roads in the entire African continent. But we still had very bad roads. But today, go around the entire country and see the great job that Honorable Kwame Agbodza is doing under His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama. So for him to even conclude from the very outset that the country is not moving in the right direction makes me fault his judgment to a very large extent. Now we are talking about Galamsey. We were all in this country between the year 2017 and the year 2024, end of 2024. The damage that was done to an environment. Where are the Galamsey kingpins and what was done to them when MPP was in power at that point? What I don't like is to do political equalization. And he ended by saying that, well, he didn't come to do politics today, but he proceeded to do everything politics. Being a lawyer, I had expected, Ross, that at least you do some law. But I noticed that even the law that you were quoting, there were significant defects and deficits in the law, being that the laws you were
These
quoting.
are laws that you find in the judgment itself. So
Yes,
I don't know
but when you quote it out of context, definitely you are certainly not going to paint the appropriate
Help us appreciate
picture.
why you believe
see,
you said it out
so
of context. Yes.
I mean, back to the point.
Okay.
You see, when you see somebody being physically assaulted from the very beginning, and then somebody moves in and stops that person who is assaulting that particular victim, and somebody just appears on the scene, what the person will see was one person physically restraining somebody and overpowering that person. At that point, the judgment of the person who just entered would be that the one who rather came to save the situation is the one who is perpetuating some kind of injustice. Why am I saying so? It is very important for us to be able to tell where all this began from, so that when people are speaking, people can actually judge them well. We were in this country, and let me state again that I'm not in any way trying to say that what has happened in the past is identical to what is happening.
Yeah.
I'm not at any point trying to do anything political equalization. But in response to certain things that have been said, it is very important that we paint the context. Who didn't know that there was a dark cloud hanging over our justice delivery system in this country? Just in May 2024, have we all soon forgotten about Godfrey Dame and what happened with Jakpa in the Atuforsen ambulance trial? I mean, that was one of the biggest scandal. Right. I'm sure till today that conduct of the former Attorney General is something that is under investigation by the General Legal Counsel. People had 8 years. They were looking for needle in a haystack to get prosecutions against political opponents.
Right.
Meanwhile, there were big elephants in the room, which are the PDS scandal. It was very clear. What happened? It was whitewashed and was put aside. Has Ross forgotten about what happened with Bost? Has he also forgotten about the cash for seats allegations? What about the public procurement authorities' allegations that they faced in the very first step? You see, it got to a point in this country, at every point in time, there was a scandal breaking. In the past 1.5 years, tell me, how many scandals, if any, have you heard? But in all that, what was said at the time? 8 years trying to achieve prosecution for opponents, but there were glaring allegations. There were allegations right in their face. And all that was said at the time was that the leader said he would not dismiss or punish public officials based solely on accusations, and insisted that independent institutions and the court should determine culpability. That was the position they advanced from the year 2017 to 2024.
Right.
So today, what has changed? That is why so many Ghanaians are outraged by the current stance of the NPP. No consistency, no integrity. Even if you look at the statement that was released by the General Secretary on this occasion, you wonder if this is still Darocha's party, the NPP. They list some of the things that Ross had just parroted, and they end by saying, if that is the case, then leave Chairman Wontumi. If that is the case, then discontinue the trial of everybody who is associated with the NPP. Is that a conclusion that is based on principle? So you don't want them to be subjected to the rules anymore. Boro, I admit, last week, when the story broke,
you mean the
Sedina story broke, the first reaction from so many people, like, what is happening? Are we going to have what was happening between 2017 to 2024 visited upon us again?
And I'm sure
obviously, Ghanaians have been on the edge because of what we have experienced in the past. In the recent past, the justice delivery system, a lot of mistrust have been bred over this period. So I understand when the initial reaction was that, well, because perhaps she was an appointee under the NDC regime, it appears that there's been some calculated effort to let her go loose. So I heard Gary DeMarco's first statement he made, and he subsequently coming out to state that he does not have any reservations with the ruling that has been given. A lot more people later on went to read the judgment.
Yes.
And you can see that
in fact, I heard Justice Abdullahi.
In fact, so many people, the opinions
he also said
are shifting.
Yes, when he said he heard a thing the first place, he was worried because it looked like something was amiss until he read the judgment, you know.
So it is unfair to claim that it is government communicators who all of a sudden are on a different narrative.
No, I'm saying this on the backdrop of your own Attorney General's position on the matter. What did your Attorney General say?
Let us paint the context. Ghana is governed by the rule of law. The Court of Appeal has delivered its judgment, and the Attorney General has exercised his constitutional right to appeal to the Supreme Court.
Exactly.
We must respect both processes and allow the courts to determine the matter.
Nobody has challenged that.
Yes. So what is the issue
position
now?
I find
I guess that his point is, Ekwesi, I guess his point is that if you think there's nothing in there and that Sedina is innocent and perhaps she is a victim of circumstance or political persecution, it's fine. But remember that your Attorney General disagrees with you. Your Attorney General thinks that Sedina Tamaklo has some questions to answer. It is the reason why he's asked his Department of Prosecutions to go ahead and file an appeal. That's what he's trying to say. If you are of the opinion that Sedina was a victim of circumstance, she was a victim of political persecution, of course, based on what the Court of Appeal has said. He said, remember that your Attorney General is going back to court to appeal against it. And you are saying that, yes, he's the lawyer for Ghana. Okay, and this is a Ghana, between Ghana and Sedina matter. He must be seen to be protecting Ghana's interests, isn't it? So I guess that's what you're making.
No, yes. So okay. You see.
So you don't find
what is common here?
Okay.
Is that constitutional principles are being protected, are being abided by.
Right.
That is clear. That due process would have to be applied to all. So, what constitutional principles are we talking about? That one is innocent until there is no doubt that the person is guilty.
Absolutely. And pronounced
presumption of innocence, that's what we call it.
And we've gone past that.
And the prosecution
has pronounced
but what are appellate courts supposed to be doing? So once a high court claims, say somebody is guilty, that is the end of the issue.
Nobody has said that.
Exactly. Then what should be your question? Then you shouldn't have a problem.
What your friend has sent to you.
Okay.
And I will respond appropriately.
You see, the government's position has been consistent. No one is above the law, but no one is below the protection of the law either. Accountability will be pursued. That is why the Attorney General has put in an appeal to clear every doubt. But it has to be pursued within the Constitution.
Okay.
You see, when they pick the facts of the case, like they do pick and choose, and they create a certain narrative that benefits the sophistry that they want to perpetrate on Ghanaians. So it talked about some money being given at a point. The burden of proof is on the prosecutor. It is certainly not on Sedina. The person, right after that date, had actually signed letters still asking that particular entity to refund the money. So which one do you believe? Doesn't this create significant doubt?
Who are you talking about?
He says he believes Obatampa. He doesn't believe Sedina.
He believes Obatampa, yes, but he doesn't believe Sedina.
Yes, of course.
Yes, so exactly. But the appeals court sat down and said that, please, you shifted the burden of proof.
Yes.
That you did not clear all doubt that this person is guilty.
Where is the 500,000?
And then you have issues with that. As a lawyer, are you asking me? Are you asking me that question today?
What Ghanaians are interested in?
Are you asking me that question? You're asking me where the 500,000 Ghana cedis.
That's what we are interested in. Where is the 500,000?
How are you interested?
Where is the 500,000?
You have to apply due process to actually tell where the 500,000
you are telling us that the taxpayers' money can be dissipated, all right?
So is it with Obatampa or is it with Maslock? Is it with the government?
Is it with
how are we going
to the people of Ghana?
How are we going to determine that? Are we going to determine that in the studio here?
What is this?
Is it Good Morning Ghana studio?
You are a representative of the government.
No. Is it Good Morning Ghana that we are going to actually determine that? No, obviously not. So the appellate court held that the prosecution failed to prove its case against the former Maslock boss beyond reasonable doubt. Let me reiterate that. It effectively set aside the conviction that was entered against her by the High Court. So for now, she is innocent until proven guilty. But you see, once she's looked at some of the issues, I actually want to go to the Court of Appeals judgment and read some of the things that transpired that the Court of Appeal actually brought to bear. The first one is the contravention of the Public Procurement Act. Let's look at page 91, specifically paragraph 117. You have a copy of the judgment. You can also go and check. So PW wants evidence. Confirmed that the appellant did not authorize payment for the 350 vehicles during her tenure as Chief Executive Officer of Maslock.
You know what? Unfortunately, we'll not be able to get into because this matter has been litigated the whole week. Because look, Doc and Ross, it doesn't matter what you think. The Court of Appeal has delivered a judgment. The government says it wants to appeal against it. Let's wait and see. First, we need to when we get the appeal, perhaps we'll get into that and look at it again, because I think the back and forth we can have it the whole day. It won't change the position of the Court of Appeal.
Exactly. I agree. But let it be established that the NDC as a party disagrees with its Attorney General. That must be established on this Sedina's case. Disagree with the Attorney General.
It will be established with
Attorney General.
For the country Ghana.
The guy is not. Ross is not doing law today.
Ross
is not doing law. He came to do politics 100%.
Anyway, so let me apologize to our viewers who sent us messages. Unfortunately, our time is up. By the time I said Jack, our time is up. We've spent quite some time talking about the results, the WAEC results for GSS, and it's a very important discussion. That's what is taking a lot of our time. But tomorrow when we come back, I promise you, because the Saturday matter is not going to go away, we'll come back to it. And I promise you that I'll read your messages first before the ones that will be sent tomorrow. So I sincerely apologize for that. Tomorrow, same time, we'll be here. But before I do that, let me just say that tomorrow, in fact, not tomorrow, today, actually, a very special person turns 71. Somebody very, 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 very special. I'm talking about the Venerable Tommy Annan Forsing. Now, Tommy Annan Forsing turned 71 today, and oh la la, what can we say? Bright, if you have a picture of him, please put it up. Let's celebrate Tommy Annan Forsing. I don't think we've ever seen a Tommy Annan Forsing. In fact, there's only one Tommy Annan Forsing in Ghana. And so, what to say? A happy birthday to you, Mr. Tommy Annan Forsing, is broadcaster, and I don't know how that Charlie. Look, I can go on and describe this man, but I've worked with him before. He's such a lovely, such a fantastic man. That's him in your short. Tommy Annan Forsing, today he turns 71. And oh la la, he looks very good for his age, eh? There's a joint, I always see him. Yeah, there's a joint, I always see him, spending some cool time. Yeah, that's a legend. I like that. He's a legend. Tommy Annan Forsing, today you turned 71. And I sent him a message. I'm going to read that message before I leave you. And I said to him, happy birthday, boss. Truly a life well lived.
Welcome to GH Schools, your #1 training institute that offers practical-based tuition in media and a variety of skill acquisition-related areas. At GH Media School, we offer journalism and media studies, journalism and media arts, TV and film production, and multimedia production. Also, you are assured of the best beauty training with GH Cosmetology School. We offer training in massage and body therapy, makeup artistry, hair technology. Realize your dream of becoming an astute fashion designer with GH Fashion School. Here, we offer training in bridal wear, suits, ladies and men's wear, children's wear, and millinery. Do you have the interest of preparing sumptuous and tasty foods that meet local and international standards? Then, GH Catering School is the best place for you. We offer training in cookery, pastry and beverage production, events decoration, and hotel management. Be abreast with the current technological trends as you train with GH Technology School. We offer computer systems, hardware and software, CCTV installation, home security, and many more. GH Schools makes available well-equipped studios and workstations to give our learners the practical and industrial standard experience during tuition. Hostel facilities are also available. Instant admission is in progress. Register now. Purchase your admission forms online on Locate us at Achimota Abofu Junction, opposite the Shell filling station. You can also contact us on 0544-622-250, 0577-622-250, 0204-622-250, and 0277-622-250. GH Schools. We say train, practice, achieve.
Good day, fellow Ghanaians. Dr. Adelaide Arobasiajafon is my name, Executive Director of the Jospon Group of Companies and the CEO of the African Agribusiness Consortium. By the grace of God, after several years of contributing significantly to Ghana's sanitation and waste management transformation, the Jospon Group made another bold decision a few years ago to support the transformation of Ghana's agriculture sector. As we became more involved in the agriculture sector, we realized that although Ghana has enormous agricultural potential, transforming the sector would require the active participation of a new generation of skilled and passionate young people. That is why, in partnership with the People's Friendship University of Russia, Rodin University, we sponsored 118 young Ghanaians to pursue postgraduate studies in agriculture and environmental sciences. Our goal was to prepare young professionals who will help drive Ghana's agricultural transformation. In about 2 weeks' time, these graduates will return home. They are coming back with knowledge, skills, and fresh ideas, and we are proud to welcome them home. I believe their success will not only benefit as individuals, but will also contribute to the growth of our agricultural sector and the development of our country. I wish to express my sincere appreciation to the People's Friendship University of Russia, Rodin University, for being a valued partner in this journey, and to the Embassy of Ghana in the Russia Federation for its unwavering support and commitment to the welfare of our students throughout their studies. Thank you very much. God bless you, and God bless our homeland, Ghana.
Ghana, Greater Accra, Gamashi. Are you ready for the biggest festival carnival in Ghana? Is the Gahomor Carnival 2026. Starting from Thursday 6th to Sunday 9th of August 2026. The heartbeat of Ghana will echo from Jamestown, Manchabola, flowing through the historic Atanos High Street back to Lighthouse. Witness and experience 4 unforgettable days, 1 historic destination. Gamashi, 6th August, Red Thursday, so be the legendary homecoming procession. 7th August, White Friday, dressed in white and experience the Twin Festival, culture, tradition and music. Saturday, 8th August, Homowa Red Saturday, the grand climax. Join thousands in the sea of red and display of royalty as Galhashi comes alive with spectacular sprinkling of popoi, followed by a mega concert featuring Ghana's biggest music stars. Sunday, Owala, come dressed in white, a day of thanksgiving, reconciliation, and a powerful gospel concert to crown Homowa, celebrating 200 years of Katamanso. Date 6th to 9th August. Venue Jamestown, Manchabona. Crowd is calling. Gamashi is waiting. Don't just hear it. Come and live it. For vendorship slots, call.
Main media partners. Media partners.
Metro TV, Original TV, Original FM, and Metro Digital, under the auspices of the Office of the Chief of Staff, proudly present the Clean Conference 2026 under the theme Assessing Ghana's Progress Towards UN SDGs Agenda 2030. SDG 6, Clean Water and Sanitation, SDG 7, Clean Energy, and SDG 12, Responsible Consumption and Production. Friday, 21st August 2026, 9 a.m. at the City Conference Hall, University of Ghana, Legon, Accra. With just 4 years to achieve the UN SDGs 2030, how far has Ghana come? The answers begin with one national conversation, the Metro and Original Sanitation Conference, with the Chief of Staff, Honorable Julius Debra. The Clean Conference, bringing together government, development partners, traditional authorities, industry players, academia, civil society, young people, and all Ghanaians. Change is not only in conference rooms, so there will be a cleanup exercise on Saturday, 22nd August 2026, also led by the Chief of Staff. Join thousands of volunteers for this massive cleanup exercise across the major streets of Accra. Metro Clean Conference, Wahuni Diema on Mine Tumpo.
Are you ready to go on an adventure across Africa with your favorite twins? Yes, that's right. Nuzo and Namia are back. Join them on curious adventures full of wonder and discovery, unexpected friendships, big feelings, and stories that unlock the power of imagination. And for parents, every episode helps your children build literacy, comprehension, emotional learning, and confidence through storytelling they love. So come dream bigger, laugh louder, and explore a world of wonder with Nuzo and Namia. Find your nearest station and showtimes now at nuzoandnamia.com. Bye for now.
Nuzo and Namia, storytellers traveling with you.
10 Ghana cedis in my pocket. Now think about it. If 10 Ghana cedis could buy you anything at all, what would you buy? I can think about so many things. Are you ready? Watch this space.
Every Thursday morning, the spirit of the school come alive. From the marching bands to the dining halls, the fear and the panic stories, the convoys to old students' pride, to unforgettable homecoming moments. Metro TV brings you the School's Homecoming Show live. Relive the glory, celebrate the legacies, reconnect with the memories that shape legends like you. The celebrations, the anniversaries, the homecoming activities, and the legacy projects that you embark in your school. The Metro TV School's Homecoming Show comes to you every Thursday from 9:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. live on Metro TV. This is the School's Homecoming Show live on Metro TV.
Chicken. Yeah, you know what to do. Parents, guardians, your Saturdays are about to be beautiful, exciting, and entertaining on Metro TV. You are going to enjoy what is called massive home entertainment with Funny Face. I am back again, children. We are about to celebrate in your schools. We are about to dance in your schools. We are about to do everything we'll do in your schools. You will enjoy, I will enjoy, neighbors will enjoy. Everybody will enjoy. Children, be ready. We are going to do chicken, cow and chicken, cow and chicken. You just flap your armpit, open it, flap it, open, flap. Yeah. You see me in your school, you just open your armpit and you flap it. Chicken, that's all. You know what to do. My brother, got it.
Time with the Children's President, coming soon on Metro TV.
With so many stories to tell, let's start at the beginning. Morning finals, Ascoston.
Time now for the men's 400 metres. This, the blue ribbon event for many people. Just one lap of the track. There's a nice clarity and simplicity to that, isn't there? They get underway, and he's gone off very quickly as the Botswanan Lee Epi in the headband, third from left. He's already up on the Australian Reynolds. Nice steady running from Agazi there. You can see how Richards, with so much speed in his legs, is 19.7 runner at 200. Has eased up onto the shoulder of Agazi in green there. Forward from left. Very steady this at the moment. This is where Agazi begins to turn the screw a little bit. At the moment, Richards has an advantage on this. Stagger unfolding in his favour. Good running on the inside from Barnes, the Jamaican. But here comes Agazi now. Is he going to unleash that power? Can Richards stay with him? No, he can't. Agazi going clear. Backs up to third place though, with good running from the South African too. But that's a big win. 44.26, and he's 4 or 5 metres clear. Wow. Agazi there has taken that field down with consummate ease. 44.25. He wins by 5 or 6 metres from Jareem Richards. Gold for Nigeria, brilliant silver for Richards and Trinidad and Tobago. And Nene of South Africa, 45.21 for third place, but the rest were a long way back.
Today I made history for my country, and that will be a big
a big thing in my country right now, and it's going to change a lot too. It's going to change a lot.
Women's 400-meter final getting ready on the track. Ella Onajuevo goes in lane 6 for Nigeria here. She's got a tough task against Dejani Oakley of Jamaica and Sade Williams, the defending champion. The way in the women's 400-meter final here at the Commonwealth Games, Sade Williams using all that 200-meter speed to go with Onajuevo at the moment. The Nigerian is flying down the back straight. She's pulling up alongside Yemi Mary John of England. Onajuevo looking like she's leading the halfway point of this lap race. She's being tracked ever so closely by Sade Williams of Barbados. There goes the defending champion, takes the lead for the first time. Dejani Oakley pretty much equal here with Williams. Oakley and Williams swing into the home straight. What a slingshot off the bend from Dejani Williams. 48.79 this year. Williams is left in the wake of Dejani Oakley. Oakley takes the gold. Onajuevo the silver. Sade Williams the bronze, and Charlotte Henrich